everybody. Welcome. How's it going? Great to have you here. It's the Steel Toe Evening Show. It's the nighttime affair. I'm Aaron. That's April.
Hey.
Do you want me to tell you what Reddit said about you today?
No. I definitely don't want to know what Reddit
You don't want to hear what Reddit had to say?
No.
Reddit's been a lot nicer to me lately.
I'm guessing not me.
I don't hang on to that, by the way, because I know that worm turns.
I know exactly what Reddit is. I don't
This show has been adopted and endorsed by the main pillars and the main party leaders of Dabblers Anonymous. But the rank and file Dabblers Anonymous people, oh boy, am I about 50-50 with the regular folk.
Okay, where do you put me?
I got like 2 compliments today on people put our stuff on Dabblers Anonymous. We end up there probably 2-3 times a week.
Sure.
And we ended up with one of our clip from Erich, our Erich interview today. Which go watch the Erich interview at some point tonight. Dude, an hour with Erich was fucking awesome. The guy is great.
Right?
Not enough.
He's pretty
How much
cool.
of it did you listen to?
Almost all of it.
Almost all of it.
Just a couple minutes I missed.
Like, I was winding down the interview, and I'm like, man, I thank you for taking so much time, but I really wanted to talk to you about, that gay term, pop culture or whatever, and, like, all that stuff, because he's really big into that. And, like, he started going into it, and I'm like, we got to have you back for another hour.
All the stories that guy has, he was a really fun listen. So
Erich was fucking awesome.
nice
I didn't
work.
know to call him. I switched between Erich and Erich. Because to me, like, my whole life, that's Erich.
That's almost, to me, that's like something that I feel like I should ask them. Like, hey, do you have a preference?
Yeah.
Or maybe if you're not like super close friends, you just call them Erich.
Yeah. Well, the Dabblers Anonymous people put up a clip of Erich on our show trashing Stuttering John. And I see that it had like 7 or 8 comments, and I'm like, fuck! God damn it! I want all of my Reddit shit to have 0 comment. No comments on my Reddit shit.
Don't look at me.
Don't look at it. But then I kind of open it and I kind of look, because you know how I am with like people shitting on me on the internet. It doesn't really, for some reason,
doesn't
like
bother you.
I think it's happened so much. I used to be way worse with it.
You're calloused.
Now I'm just calloused, and I think it was that day we went through The Fighter and the Kid, when somebody was really excited to post one of our things up there, and these guys are great. And then, like, everybody started motherfucking us and just shitting all over us. And we read it on the show and just were laughing our asses off. I think that's the day I turned the corner on like, what can you do? These people are allowed to say these things.
You're a bunch of animals.
And I just kind of opened my eyes to look at the first comment, and it's like a Reddit person actually went, hey, this guy's really starting to grow on me. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. No way. And then the next guy.
Oh, no. Stop it.
I just wish his annoying wife wasn't with him.
Really?
I finally got. And April, I swear to God, it was I don't have to outrun the bear. I just have to outrun you. And I just skedaddled to safety. So I'm sorry. Usually they say really nice things about how hot you are and they're going to steal you away from me. I don't deserve you.
See, I don't need that either.
It was so nice to read a Reddit thread and someone said something nice to me that when they shit on you, I just went, fuck her, every man for himself.
Well, I'm very happy for you.
Sorry about that. I think you do a great.
I will lay down on the parboiler for you.
I always tell April that. I'm like, don't worry about what these fucking people think. I love doing shows with you. I have a great time. I'm the boss. That's all that matters.
I can't be troubled by Reddit.
I
will tell you that much.
If Reddit was around now, they would have told David Letterman, don't fucking Paul Schaefer sucks ass. Get rid of Paul. And Letterman would be like, I love Paul. He's staying. Like, it doesn't matter what any of you guys say. I like Paul Schaefer. We're doing fine over here. But
to me, it's always like, is our show growing? Okay. If it's not growing, I'm clearly not good for it. Let's go do something else.
I like the way this show is growing nicely. And it's nice now to have these guests on and like they know about you before they come on. So they kind of know what to expect. And Erich, being such a radio pro, is like, yeah, the stuff I'd read on social media was that you're a loudmouth asshole. But he's like, all of us are. It's like we're all loudmouth assholes.
It's an accurate description.
It's not, but it's not even that. I'm really not an asshole. I think anyone who's become a fan of this show knows I'm remarkably grateful for my audience. They literally have given us a living. And it's just, I'm not even cursed because I like the way I do a show. I'm just a fucking loud guy.
Yes.
I'm just really boisterous. I can't help it. I'm a loud, animated dude. And I think when I can forgive someone for watching this show for the first time and going, this guy's a fucking prick.
You're booming.
Yeah, I've got a big booming voice. One person, though, on Reddit did say he sounds like Gino Bisconte, and I almost cut my own throat.
Jesus, that doesn't seem right.
That hurt.
I'd be mad at that
hurt.
one.
But then the other person said maybe he could replace Gino, and then nobody would notice. Well, I mean, thank you for the backhanded compliment.
You're open to ideas.
I'm open to ideas, I suppose. Guys, we are very busy. The title of tonight's show, What the Hell Have I Gotten Myself Into?, is very accurate for tonight's show because we are awash in the people we cover tonight. We are awash in it. I mean, it is... Oh, I caught it that time. I caught it, but there's still a couple of little spillies. Do you have a little
No, I don't.
Towel?
No.
I got it on the Roadcaster again. Could you go grab a tiny towel, and I'll tell everybody about the show we've got coming up tonight. Little spilly boy can't stop spilling his beers on the evening show. So anyway, all these people we've decided to start covering all decided to start cracking whip and acting up all at the same time. And I have to thank Muttering Jay on Twitter because this guy is a fucking lunatic with the amount of research and looking into stuff he does. The stuff he's found out on the Tony Michaels stuff just from yesterday is incredible. We've got an update on Tony. We've got a John rant about Tony. We've got Brendan Schaub, the lawsuit, some paperwork. Not a Brendan Schaub clip, but Brendan paperwork in his lawsuit with Unique. Because I feel the need to cover that one. I think every streamer should. That comments on people. Sure. Because that lawsuit is going to mean a lot for the rest of us going forward.
Yep.
So we've got a lot to talk about. And for overtime tonight, if you bless us with knocking out the goal tonight, and we do overtime, it's Chad Zumock's latest episode. And holy shit, this is the most unhinged Chad Zumock I've ever watched. I'm 3 minutes into his newest episode. Jesus Christ. I've been going back and forth with Chad on Twitter, too, lately.
I was going to say, are you two still fighting?
Not really fighting. He goes nuts, and then I go, hey, everyone, look at this guy. I mean, that's the best thing about beefing with Chad Zumock is it's an easy W, because he just does all the work for you, and then you just go, hey, view counts and scoreboard, stupid, and then, hey, everyone, look at this dude.
I think I happened to see one tweet today that said that all of your listeners are going to turn and like him instead?
Yeah.
Was that what I saw?
I should enjoy all of you guys before you all switch to Chad Zumock's podcast. Sorry. I did my best.
We were put on notice.
Yeah, Chad, usually when people are very comfortable with retweeting you and showing what you said to them, they weren't that threatened with what you said. Let's get into the chat. Let's catch up with everybody. Let's see where we're at tonight. And then we continue on. Stut Joe Depot. Love Stut Joe Depot. He says, ready, set, redacted. Stut Joe Depot, I guess we can get into this now before we dig into the chat and then get into all our stuff tonight. Stut Joe Depot posted this and said that he received a privacy complaint for his ready, set build. Stuttering John sidekick Tony Michaels sells sheds. You know that deep dive we played last night?
How can I forget?
Where Stut Joe discovered the charges for the K2, the Spice arrest, and then he showed the Mondo Home stuff, and then he showed the LLC information in that video.
All seemingly easy to find.
All public record, all of it totally fair to post. Wouldn't even question it. Apparently, it had to be Tony Michaels. It couldn't be anybody but Tony Michaels. Flagged it for privacy concerns, and they removed the content in question, which caused me to check my email to find out, I just checked it again now, to find out that I also received a privacy complaint from Tony, presumably from Tony Michaels, about our evening show last night where we played that part of the Stut Joe Depot video. I went back and instead of taking down the whole thing, because we are going to clip that out and put it up separately tomorrow, instead of taking the whole video down and everything else, YouTube's got this great blur tool. And I just blurred that part out of the video for about 40, 45 seconds.
Easy enough.
And I think that'll satisfy YouTube. But I think Stut Joe Depot should appeal that. I think it should be overturned because that is all public record. He did nothing wrong. And by the way, message to Tony Michaels, don't say shit like, I don't care if you guys make fun of me. Bring it on, you cucks. Wasn't that what he called us?
Cucks, yeah.
You fucking cucks. You fucking pieces of shit. You cucks. Bring it on. I don't give a fuck. Well, guess what, bitch? This is it. The it you wanted people to bring on, this is it. So don't out of one side of your mouth be a tough guy and go, I don't give a fuck. And then out of the other side of your mouth go, oh, I'm ashamed of that. Here, privacy complaint. Get it taken down. If you're ashamed of your past, that's okay.
Sure, we all fuck up.
And then strike that shit. Okay, go ahead. Then don't be internet tough guy. And if you're going to be internet tough guy, the best way to be that guy is to simply not pay attention to it when it comes out there.
Why would he... The shed thing wouldn't make any sense for him to want privacy claims on that, in my opinion, because it's a business. You'd think he wanted it to do well.
In my opinion, I think he just wanted to get the video taken down, and he thought that might be his best shot.
You're probably right.
Because it can't be the FBI or the Department of Justice shit because that's in news articles.
It's in news articles, and he's brought it up.
Yeah. So, look, the Chad stuff, the Tony stuff, the John stuff, the title of tonight's episode, What the Hell Have I Gotten Myself Into? I feel like this show is now firing on every cylinder it has. I feel like the balance of news stories, entertainment stories, and then watching these people is perfectly balanced. It's like making a spaghetti sauce. We're constantly tasting and seasoning and adding and subtracting, but I think we've found the perfect amount for the sauce. And I'll never talk like that again.
Thank God.
Thank you very much to Rupert for the $4.99. Says, here's a $5 for the booby boy.
Oh.
Thank you. I appreciate being the booby boy.
Thanks, guys.
$4.20 from Yul Gibbons, and he just says, bro. Phage Lives with $4.99 says, did you get the interview with DSP? No, not yet. I'm sorry. Also, Gray Duckling with $2. Thank you very much. And I Say Gutierrez with $2. Saying, April, I'm going to rehab. I don't want to. You guys like the new Right On that we played today?
It's pretty good, and I hope that Carl does an episode on that.
I hope Carl does an episode, and I am willing to serve if Carl does the Right On episode because they are wonderful. So tonight, you guys are going to be very happy to know the goal after how generous you were last evening during the Tony Michaels show and all these people chipping in before we even ask for a dime tonight, and thank you guys so much. 225. 225 away from it tonight. I think we're going to hit it just fine, so thank you very much. There is the PayPal and the Streamlabs link. If you're one of those fuck PayPal people, I get it, brother. Circumvent that by going to Streamlabs. Otherwise, Super Chats and memberships count as well. Only 225 away from the goal tonight to do 30 minutes of overtime, and overtime tonight is our coverage of my personal back and forth with Chad Zumock and his newest episode where we get to laugh at Chad.
Worth a look.
It's going to be fun. Citizen M says, Red Bar greater than Who Are These Podcasts? I'll be honest with you. 2 years ago, no question. Now, Carl's gotten better, and Mike is sick. Sick. Look, man, I don't like to do this shit where I'm just like, yeah, Red Bar, fuck him. He's not who he used to be. Mike's sick. It's okay. I can't say that if I was as sick as Mike, I would even be doing a show.
No.
So I can't put myself in that guy's position. Thank you very much to Balls Deep for the $6 over there on PayPal. That's good. Uh-oh.
Thank you.
What the fuck did I do?
Maybe Aaron, it's all that beer in those keys.
Aaron is fucking... I might have fucked up my... Oh, yeah, there's something fucky going on here. Uh-oh. Now I just broke the control button. My scrolling...
You just lost everything.
The scrolling thing on my mouse will not stop. I don't know what's going on here. Is my space... Guys, I am having... What the fuck? My whole computer is going apeshit.
All of his stuff is gone.
Look at that. When I start scrolling, it doesn't stop scrolling.
I'm telling you, you spilt beer on that and you fucked everything up.
Guys, I'm sorry for this impromptu little thing we're doing here, but my entire computer is scrolling downward and I don't know how to stop it.
I guarantee you got like beer in that enter key and it just kept going and created that huge of a space. That thing is going to have some problems.
There we go. Now I think I've got everything under control. Thank you, Balls Deep. 220 away from tonight's goal. I love it when I have an awesome show planned. I've got so many things to talk about, and just right out of the gate, it turns into an absolute shit show. Oh, boy. All right, here we go. Let's try to put that back on.
You got it.
There we go. Oh, shit. I think we're good. Oh, my God. Thank you very much to Strippers Got Me Banned. He says, ex-wife never liked you. I have loved listening the last 6 years. This is money I just got from her. Seems fitting she helps me become a VIP. A spite VIP from a divorce settlement. Wonderful.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the first time in this show's history that we have gotten a VIP out of a divorce settlement. Strippers Got Me Banned could not become a VIP because his ex-wife didn't want him to, and now that bitch is gone, and he's getting a bunch of merch sent his way. Thank you, nuts. Strippers Got Me Banned. Not only that, it brings tonight's goal to just $70. So, guys, we're gonna have an asking for money free night tonight, basically, which makes me so happy. This is where I see this show in a year or two. So I'm just really excited to get down to business on that and move forward that way. Wow, just thank you very much, buddy.
I love the reasoning, too.
I love the reasoning.
I think that's so great.
And it didn't cost him a fucking dime.
It's a spite VIP.
Love it. Standalone Cakehorn says, great interview with E-Rock today. Thanks, Aaron. Tons of great memories. Yeah, I really enjoyed having E-Rock on. I haven't had a guest yet that I haven't enjoyed.
They've all been
great. Yeah. Bori was on this afternoon. Will he be? Oh God! Did you son of a bitch? No, April will be on the rest of the week. Everybody got either sick or busy this week. He got me to read that because I didn't know what it meant.
He did. I'm pretty sure I saw the notification too. That is interesting, though.
Hulkamasha Baby says, you're nice to your allies and a fucking giant asshole to your enemies. Accurate. Very, very accurate. I think as the one part about me that I don't play up enough is that you see how big of a ruthless, obnoxious dick I am when I don't like people.
Yes.
I am equally that passionate and defensive about people I do enjoy. The people I do like. It cuts both ways. KF letting us know, not KF.
Retard, PhD, KF.
Says the Fetterman-Oz debate is already a shit show, content gold. All right, after the show, I'm going to be digging through the Fetterman-Dr. Oz debate.
I didn't know that was on tonight. I was hoping to see that.
I didn't know either. There's a great Ron DeSantis clip from his debate with Charlie Crist last night. Charlie Crist tried to say, because Ron DeSantis was like, Charlie Crist wrote me a letter where he said that I should be closing down the schools and I should be closing down businesses and I shouldn't be keeping Florida open. He said, I ignored that letter and I kept it open and Florida's kicking ass now. Charlie Crist tried to counter him by saying, Ron DeSantis, you are the only governor in this state's history that shut down schools and shut down businesses. And I'm like, dude, you're really going to try to play that captain after 2 weeks to shorten the spread, which the whole country did.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
After the 2-week thing, the guy who kept his state open, you're going to try and make it stick that he's the shutdown guy? Good luck.
Don't think so. Also, I heard that Tim Walz didn't show up to the debate last night. Is that true?
It's not that he didn't show up. He never agreed to do it. He's up by 10 or 11 points. If I were advising him, I'd have told him not to do it too.
Really? I didn't even know that was an option.
There's no reason for him to do a debate. He's winning. He's going to win. Why put yourself in a position? It's like the 12th round of a boxing match where you've won every round and the guy you're fighting like hits hard. Mm-hmm. You're just going to dance around that guy and not go anywhere near him.
No, I understand that. I just didn't know that was an option for him to just not do it.
Yes, it very much is an option, and he took it. He took it. Citizen M says Stuttering John was really intense tonight. Yeah, I've got some stuff on John coming up. I always make all the dabblers wait. I'm not going to do that tonight. Once we get through the chat and all that stuff, we'll get to all of John's hijinks, if you will. Shane F. says, one of my side gigs is converting those sheds into mini homes. Oh, well, hello, Tony. Joe Depot, yeah, he had a really good line after that video got a privacy takedown. Joe Depot tweeted today, can't a portly man sell sheds in private?
You'd think.
Turtle says, so it's confirmed Spicenberg saw your video. Yeah, Spicenberg definitely saw our video.
Did not like it.
That is for certain. Damn good interview with Slabo. Thank you guys very much. They're saying the scumbag was on this. Why is Corey a scumbag if he was on this afternoon? He's moving tomorrow. Tomorrow is the move. So I think he's allowed
Trust
to
me,
be
I
on.
had Aaron double check, and he said he cannot stream tomorrow.
Oh, man. Let's continue on here. Isn't the Minnesota governor's race close as fuck? No, not even close. It is a fucking decimation, the Minnesota governor's race. I hate Walz, but don't blame him. Jensen is a terrible choice. I agree 100%.
Yeah, he's too dug in on like the abortion stuff and all that. It's too polarizing.
What was DeSantis' line against Chris? Chris said, oh, can you promise that if you win this election, you're going to be serving for 4 years and you keep talking about Joe Biden? Are you going to run for president? And DeSantis' comeback was, first of all, he didn't interrupt him. He waited for the moderator to tell him he could speak. And DeSantis says, look, the only old donkey I'm looking to put out to pasture is Charlie Crist. Ooh.
Ouch.
Oh, my God. Yul Gibbons says he tried turning everything around on DeSantis. He even said, I agree with your wife. Why don't you do that? Why didn't you do that right away in regards to cutting taxes on various things, as if doing it now is too late? Right. DeSantis did this massive tax cut, and Charlie Crist goes, why didn't you do it sooner? It's like, what the fuck does it matter?
Wow.
Yeah. Also, Chris got paid $170,000 for 14 days of work. Yeah, I'm sure he did. Union Jack says, I'm so disgusted and disillusioned with both parties. Absolutely. I hear you, buddy.
None of it's good at all.
I hear you, buddy. As you can tell, I am solely in these for the laughs. That's it. All right, let's get into what we have tonight. It's going to be, like I said, a very busy show. We have some paperwork from Thick Boy Productions and Kyle Swindell, who is unique, who is being sued by Brendan Schaub for, I think it's copyright infringement. Kyle's been trying to get this thrown out for a while now because he's argued it's clearly fair use. I mean, I played his stuff and I commented on it. I mean, this is protected.
It was cut and dry, yeah.
Yeah. And he's going through it right now. And we got some new paperwork, and I got this courtesy of the Insufferable Bastards podcast. Thank you to those guys. Follow them on Twitter. Follow them on YouTube. Insufferable Bastards podcast. Plaintiff Thick Boy Productions opposes defendant Kyle Swindell's motion for sanctions and respectfully requests that the court deny the motion in its entirety. The motion suffers from fatal evidentiary shortfalls, does not prove that any improper motives on Thick Boy Productions' part outweigh its proper purposes in filing its complaint, and does not establish that Thick Boy Promotions' claim for copyright infringement is anywhere close to frivolous. Accordingly, it should be denied. So this is the response they have to file in regards to arguing why this shouldn't be, because Unique filed a motion to dismiss and said this is clearly fair use, 100%. So then the judge has to go, all right, Thick Boy, how do you respond to this before I make my decision? This is their response. They're saying, and this is very strange, and I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know if this is going to wash or not, but Thick Boy's argument seems to be Kyle hasn't proven that this is fair use. He needs to prove more. He needs to provide more evidence that this is fair use, to which I'm thinking, how do you provide more evidence than I played this, I commented on this, I feel this is clearly fair use because I'm doing X, Y, and Z.
That's all you can do. You can play the video.
Yeah.
Right?
So I don't really know what the... I don't
that
know
sounds
what
like
the...
a reach
I don't even know what the argument in the lawsuit is. I mean, I hope it gets thrown out immediately. But again, I'm not a lawyer. Yeah, I don't know shit about any of this stuff. So I'll tell you this. If Kyle loses, we're all going to be walking on eggshells for the rest of eternity.
It's dangerous, and I think, honestly, unfair to content creators in general.
Yeah,
Why even put content out there if nobody gets to comment on it?
In my opinion, one of two things is going to happen. Either one, the judge will dismiss this. That would be great. Or two, they'll go through the whole process and they'll find that Kyle is not liable and it's okay and he's fine. I really don't see a Hail Mary pass that gets caught that gives Brendan Schaub a victory here. I don't get it.
I don't either, but I am a little surprised it didn't get thrown out yet.
Yeah. Well, this is the part where it would. I mean, what they're going through now, this is the part to find out if it actually goes forward or if it gets dismissed.
Isn't it kind of crazy how long this shit takes? I feel like they've been going at it for a while.
That's the American legal system, especially the civil court system. I mean, look, the Alex Jones thing just got solved, 4 or 5 years later?
Mm-hmm.
That's a long time.
It's exhausting.
The implication says, can the judge watch the video and determine a ruling based on the accusations? See, that's kind of what I thought.
That seems
again,
like the only thing to do.
Yeah.
If your whole point at Thick Boy is, no, he didn't, this wasn't fair use, copyright, whatever.
Yeah.
Play the damn video. Brian says,
I hope Kyle countersues. I think Kyle's representing himself, which I can't recommend.
No.
He should have hired a lawyer, but I get it. These things are expensive.
Is he really? I thought he had a lawyer.
Guys, you can correct me on that if you'd like, but I think Kyle's representing himself. I hope he reconsiders that.
Boy, I hope that's not true. I really thought he had a lawyer.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's representing himself.
Wow.
Continuing on, and Alex was officially ordered to pay $1 zillion. Yes, I believe it's up to $1 zillion now for old Alex.
A cajillion dollars.
Yeah. Bob Rivers says, wait, could I do fair use of OnlyFans content as long as I comment? You know what? Maybe you're the guy to set that precedent. Wouldn't that be something?
You're the pioneer.
Yeah, Triple N says even actual lawyers don't represent themselves. Well, yeah, because you throw out you lose so many of your rights when you represent yourself.
It's that, and there's no way Kyle knows everything about the law that he should.
Right.
And that's not calling him stupid. That's none of us know that stuff.
Two Master says he's getting into help from a lawyer for filing papers, but not official representation. I would donate to, I think, and I would encourage all other YouTubers, if he hired a lawyer, I would throw in $20, $30, $50, whatever, to help him fight that.
Specifically because this is dangerous for us.
Yeah, for sure. Probably pitch in more than that. I mean, it's really important. Standalone Cakecorn says legal people don't do anything quickly when they are getting paid hundreds an hour.
I know. Yeah. Oh, of course, yeah. If we were lawyers, I'm sure we'd milk it too.
And here's the fucked up part. The lawyers who are working on the case, a lot of them play fucking golf together.
I know. Yeah, it's not like they have a vested interest except for money.
You want to see, I didn't have to go through this, but I've heard from other people who have gone through it, divorce lawyers are the fucking worst because if the two of you were talking, you could hammer out a deal, but these two want to stretch it out and go, no, you could get more. And then the other one goes, no, you could get more. Don't sign this deal. And then while they're playing 18 holes, they're discussing together how they can make this divorce draw out a little more.
Chuckling about it.
Chortling with each other. It's
chortling, yes.
Gross. It's really gross. Evan says judges don't seem eager to set precedent on what is or isn't fair use. It will probably be thrown out due to the headache it causes. Yeah, a lot of judges will exercise their own discretion, and they'll just go, no, I'm not going to be the guy who sets the precedent on this shit. I ain't hearing it.
I did learn that from a good old Judge Judy. That bitch throws out a lot of stuff because she's like, this is ridiculous, you guys.
I have a question for you, and it's the next comment in the chat anyway from Raz of Chaz. Did you choose your wardrobe tonight based on what the audience you thought they would say?
No. We went to the gym today, and I wore that after the gym, so I showered.
Okay. Just checking, because today we found out.
What did Raz say?
Raz said, okay, I'm here. April, where is your nice shirt from this morning?
I showered, so I changed my clothes.
There you go. Triple N says, I would donate for his defense. Never thought I'd say that, but here we are. Yeah. Red says, Kyle's too proud to ask for help. Well, that's admirable, I suppose.
Didn't know that guy was in the Navy. I found that kind of interesting.
He actually got a package one time while he was in the Navy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What kind of package?
I had heard, and this is just a rumor about when he was in the Navy, that there was there was an infant That I believe it was a baby that stuck its head in gravy, wrapped it up in chewing gum, and sent it to the Navy. And it ended up in the hands of Kyle Swindell.
What a lucky
That's
man.
just a rumor I've heard. It could be an old wives' tale.
I'm sure it's true.
I have no idea. You know what I like to do sometimes when we're really starting to get somewhere? I like to completely waste the audience's time.
Oh.
That's one of my favorite things to do.
Wow, I never noticed this.
I like to waste my audience's time. Just when they think we're starting to really get the ball rolling, I like to throw out something retarded so that they know I'm never to be taken seriously.
Hey, you said it, man.
That's all. Gurmy says that was awful. That's a matter of opinion, sir.
It was painful.
It's a matter of opinion. Kyle was actually, after he was done in the Navy, he wrote music and he joined a tribe. He went on a spiritual journey for a while. And he wrote a song about his experiences in the Navy, and he wrote it with all of the people in his new village that he went to live with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was it?
Well, no, he just made a song with all of the people in the village about his time in the Navy. He went to live in a village. What do you want from me?
You look like you're sweating.
So the people in the village helped him make a song about his time in the Navy. They just called themselves pretty simple, the Village People.
God, you are a special brand of stupid.
Sometimes on a Tuesday night, I just like to look right into the camera and tell my audience, fuck you for choosing this show.
You chose this man.
All right. I think we can try. Now, to those of you who have stuck around, we're going to do a show. Shane F. says, in civil court, those rights aren't in jeopardy. You can file over and over and over on the same case in civil court, where double jeopardy protects one from such in criminal court, but it's one and done. Yeah, but I feel like if a judge sets the precedent, another judge is not going to rule against them, so why file the civil lawsuit twice? If one judge goes, this is horseshit, like, why would another judge go, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a judge I respect and work with, and I'm going to tell him he's a fucking idiot.
What if they don't respect them?
Well, then you got yourself. You should find divorced judges and just appeal to their ex-spouse. See if you can.
Dude, I was looking on TV yesterday for something to watch, and there's this show called Couples Court. But there's like 2 or 3 really fat judges on there, like doing it together. That I didn't understand. How do you have multiple judges per case?
Would you see this couple was more Amos and Andy or Martin and Lewis, the fat judge couple? Martin and Lewis? Amos and Andy?
I don't know how to answer that.
Would you say they were more Chappelle and Rawlings or Martin and Lewis? So you got to use newer references for April. She's young.
I would go the Chappelle and Rawlings.
Is that who the judges were? They were fat black judges?
Yes.
That's funny. I would like to watch that.
I don't know. How does that work, though, for like a court show like that? How do you have multiple judges? What if you don't agree? What do you do? Like, if you're the judges and you don't agree with each other, then what? It seems so much better for, like, your case to have one judge, I would think. Right?
Okay, now the 7 button is stuck. My keyboard is completely fucked, guys. Look, I'm not typing 7, I swear to God. Uh-oh. Get this. I'm not touching it. You guys, this is a fucking nightmare. I think April's right. I think I spilled too much. Look, it's just writing 7. Stop. I think, April, we need to unplug this fucking thing and plug it back in.
This was not my problem.
Guys, this is all kinds of horseshit on the show tonight. Technically speaking.
You're getting a phone call to make matters worse.
Marcus is calling us too, and I'm doing an unplug and plug back.
Why are you unplugging?
Because
it's not the electricity, it's beer.
It's not beer.
I can literally see the beer in here.
You can't.
I can.
Now
I can see wet beer and dried spots. You still have wet beer in there.
It's not true. Oh my God, now the K button. Oh, what a horrible button to be stuck. The K button. That is not good.
We hit
No, don't hit enter. It's 416 characters. It's too many.
Was that not enter? Oh.
There we go. All right. Now my keyboard has stopped hitting the K button.
There's an awful lot of Ks.
Sorry, Marcus. Your call did not go through because I was busy fucking up my shit.
This is a mess. You had such a busy show this evening, and look what you had to do.
I still have a busy show, and now look. Everybody is writing K's in the chat. Oh, now it's M's. Now I'm just writing See, that's it. Look. I'm just going to hit enter on what my keyboard's doing. Ready? There. That's what my keyboard's doing right now.
This is so fucked.
I'm not touching a damn thing except the enter button. There. Look.
Touch something else.
I don't know what this is.
Stop at the M's.
I'm there.
Don't you see it's still wet?
Yes, I see that there's beer all over inside the keys.
Johnny's going to be pissed he bought that for you.
I need to rip my fuck. Oh.
Aaron. What the fuck?
Sorry, guys. What? Oh, no, not the M's again. God damn it. I don't know what's going on. April, I'm sorry.
Yeah, people are like, April, get the blow dryer. Should we blow dry the damn thing?
I don't know.
Do you want some rubbing alcohol? Rubbing alcohol, maybe?
All I know is, no, God damn it, stop.
I can see if we have an air duster left.
Thank you very much. Oh, God damn it. Stop it. Stop with the M's. I'm trying to adjust the goal because somebody was very generous and just dropped a $20 super chat on us and the M's won't stop. Oh, my God. Enough. Guys, I am sorry if you're new to this show. We are having a disaster this evening. Oh, my God. This is... I can't get the M thing to stop. I'm trying to rip out... There. I ripped out the M key.
Here, wipe it off. Here. I have N-Dust
April,
electronic wipes.
Service my keyboard.
We can get Gordy to come lick it if you want.
Go, April, service my keyboard while I try to straighten up the disaster that I've caused here on this program. I apologize to everyone. A huge, heartfelt thank you to April. Now you're... To Youngling Slayer for $19.99 says, R.I.P. Aaron's keyboard. Here's for a new one. And $5 from Orange Boy says, this is content. $50 away from tonight's goal. Just hold on before you start fucking around. There we... Oh, I can't... Why can't... Uh-oh. What did I do? Oh, Steel Toe Morning Show. It says...
This is so dumb.
Oh, okay. There we go, guys. I think I've got it all saved or solved. All right. April, we're good. I have no problems with the keyboard anymore. Shit. Guys, it's just a weird show tonight.
You are just a problem.
$7 coming in from Jordan. Thank you very much, buddy. $45 away from our goal. And there's the goddamn M's again.
Clean it.
Fucking can't. All right. $45 away from our goal. Trying to get all the beer out of the goddamn keyboard. This is a fucking nightmare.
You've made us the embarrassment of Reddit tonight, I guarantee.
We really are.
I guarantee you this ends up on Reddit.
This has been the most disastrous Steel Toe show in recent memory. Where's our air can?
I couldn't find the hose.
All right. Guys, I think the M situation is solved. I think we're good. Oh. Jesus, you guys are not getting a good show. Just come blow it out. Come blow me out, you dirty bitch. Better to be made fun of on Reddit than 4chan. Yes, of course.
Would the basketball blower upper work?
Oh, God, for God's sake. You know what? It's fine now. It's not. Oh, there it goes again. It's not doing it now. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the M key back and just push it down really far, and we'll call it immersion therapy. And that should fix the M situation.
My hair's all dented and things.
You know what this is?
Karma?
No. Sabotage by Stuttering John Melendez. Oh, God. I'm literally just hammering my fucking keyboard. Oh, son of a bitch. There.
I quit this evening.
I'm just going to start.
Let's just take the night off.
I'm just going to start ripping keys out of this fucking thing.
The content can't possibly get better.
Oh, it can't get worse. I'll tell you that much. Oh, my God.
Let's just watch The Great Indoors.
Look at this. The fucking.
I see it.
I can't get the M key to stop.
Is there any way that you can show them like your screen over here, like show them the chat screen so they can see what's happening?
I will show you guys in a second.
I don't know what we're gonna do for it because those are like complicated looking keys.
Well, we've got
beer saturated.
We've got multiple keyboards. Like we have another keyboard.
No, we don't.
What do we do with the old one? Oh, I broke it.
You fucking broke it. You literally sat on air and broke it.
We may have to go out and get a keyboard tonight if we can't get this thing fit. Well, so far so good. There's no more M's showing up. So I think as long as I just remove the M key, I think we're all right.
Are you proud?
No, I'm humiliated.
I hope that Reddit continues to say that I'm the annoying one this evening.
I'm humiliated, and now I have to try to refocus our efforts so I can get into Tony Michaels and Stuttering John. There were a bunch of news stories I wanted to get into tonight, and now I'm worried that we're running out of time. I mean, obviously, we're going to do overtime tonight. We're only we're $40 away.
You better sprint through them.
Thanks to Hadouken with the $5. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. So we do have until 9:30 at least. But, what a ride. All right. So the Tony Michaels update. Muttering Jay is a goddamn sleuth. Muttering Jay is a lunatic. I mean, all of the things I'm about to say about Muttering Jay is a compliment. He's a fucking psycho. He's out of his goddamn mind. He's nuts. He's insane. He's crazy. He's every word you can think of. I mean, this man is a diggin'. He went out into this Tony Michaels thing with a shovel and a pickaxe, and he just went to town on this Tony Michaels thing. And you know what the beautiful thing about Muttering Jay is? If you ask him, why did you do this? Hulkamasha Baby's now calling him Tony Eichels because our M key doesn't work. You son
Tony
of a bitch.
Tony Eichels.
So Muttering Jay, when he was asked, like, why did you decide to lean in so hard on Tony Michaels? Now, I thought it was because, like me, you just saw phony in him. You know, the whole I don't know who this person is and then quotes everything about them. I thought that was the reason. God bless Muttering Jay. The reason he went in on Tony Michaels and found out all this stuff on Michael Sosnowski / Tony Michaels / Spicenberg / the Spice King of Missouri, his arrest and everything else.
Drugs
It's so cute. Yeah, Drugs McNugs. It's so cute and it's so innocent. If you ask Muttering Jay, he will say it was because he attacked our queen. He attacked Queen Dabbler and he had to pay.
Interesting.
Tony Michaels shit-talked Chrissy Mayer one time. And Muttering Jay said, fuck you, bitch. It's on now. And he decided he was going to get Tony Michaels and get him. Oh, get him. He is. Goddamn M key.
Call the show. We got to go shopping.
We really do. Thank you very much to Trucker 18-Wheeler. $35 away from our goal. Trucker 18-Wheeler says, no, I did not mean.
The eye holes.
I did not mean to write God damn it! Stop writing I'm trying to post something. There we go. This is very tricky. Trucker 18-Wheeler with $10 says, here's for Steel Toe Morning Show to buy a new keyboard.
Thank you.
Okay. So now Muttering Jay is not done with Tony Michaels. He has now found more shit, including but not limited to, and now I can't even fucking scroll with my mouse because of this
Why
keyboard
did you do
shit.
this to us?
I don't know what's going on.
I was excited about all this stuff tonight.
I don't know why I can't scroll.
The brakes
I don't
have
know
been pumped.
why I can't click on shit. I'm having all sorts of problems.
I wish I could hold my camera to show that Aaron's like trying to finger individual keys and hold them up while he hits other ones.
So, Muttering Jay found the Federal Bureau of Prisons database and found Michael Sosnowski in the system released on March 20th, 2019.
That's kind of recent.
Yes, 2019. So about 3.5 years ago. And then Mondo Homes LLC. Okay. Now just crazy shit is happening. Oh, I got my scrolling back. Mondo Homes LLC, active March 24th, 2019. So he established his company 4 days after getting out of the federal prison system.
Well, that's efficient and fast, huh?
Wow, right? That is really something. So he gets out March 20th. His business starts March 24th. So the internet, Twitter then starts going, well, wait a minute. Did this asshole take the K2 money and then start Mondo Homes with it? Now, I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if that's true. I have no idea. One thing Muttering Jay did say is that his assets were seized as a result of his arrest. So it's unlikely that he was able to use K2 or Spice money.
I wouldn't think so because they'd know.
Well,
they'd be able to see what's drug money and what's not based on tax information.
However, if he had successfully laundered, if he had successfully laundered Spice and K2 or Spice/K2 money, he may have had quote unquote legitimate money on him that he could have started Mondo Homes with. So that's a very interesting thing to consider when it comes to all of this Tony Michael stuff.
We'll see.
Again, I mean, Muttering Jay is all over it on this Tony Michaels stuff. And I'll say this to Tony Michaels. I know he doesn't want my advice or care for it, but the more you struggle against this shit and the more you act like a dick and a tough guy, the more these people are going to do this. And I'm not going to go out there and find this shit on you. That's not my thing. I don't like doing that. But when these people do it and I find it very funny,
they bring it to you, yeah.
I'm going to talk about it and I'm going to make jokes about it because I find it hilarious. I find it amusing.
Oh.
It's the M bit. But I think that this Mondo Homes thing has taken on a life of its own. And forget the Michael Sosnowski stuff and forget the K2 arrest and all of that. I think the thing that seems to be hitting Tony the hardest is the Mondo Homes thing.
Which
for some reason, because that's the thing he's protecting the most, which tells me he's not making any money doing podcasts, and that's his whole way of making a living.
You'd think he'd be trying to advertise a little harder. Because that does seem like the most stable thing he could have done.
I don't think that's the way he wants to be advertised, is via Muttering Jay and his Twitter detective work there on behalf of the Dabblers. Big thank you to Mr. Dan Man. He says for Aaron's 77/777 and April's breakfast 777 ... Thank you very much to Daniel for the $15. Oh, no.
Thanks.
Now look at all this.
Aaron just Googled the KKK.
No, I did not. It won't stop writing K now on my... Every time I try to post what the new goal is, it just starts putting new shit up there. All right, $20 away from our goal. And there's the M's. And there's the K's.
Fucking shit.
Now I got to rip the K button out and let that dry out overnight and see if that does anything. No, I think you're right.
I'll tell you why. There's beer sugars like coagulating in there.
Oh, wonderful.
It's stuck.
Wonderful. Yeah, it won't stop. It will not stop. It's nonstop K's now. Okay. Now it's all just nonstop K's. Guys, I don't know how we're gonna do a show. Oh dude, as I hit buttons, beer's coming up. Oh,
I told you, and this is the thing, like you don't clean it. This is what, the third beer you've spilt on that in a week.
Oh no. Oh yeah, my backspace button is full of beer. Oh, I must have spilled worse than I thought. April, there's beer in here. Ah, shit. I gotta try and fix this, guys. I'm sorry. I fucked up. Big time. Spilling beer. It's all fun and games until the K button gets stuck.
Usually I do feel bad when you're having a hard time, but I've watched this go
down.
Look,
I don't know what button it's hitting to keep triggering the Google search bar
it's stuck. I'm telling you, there's sugars in beer and it's sticking. The drying won't help. It will stick harder.
So I'm fucked.
You need to clean it or get a new one.
Oh my God. Guys, I am really sorry about that.
Don't unplug it. It's not about unplugging it. It's not going to help.
I don't care.
You should care. Stop unplugging things. Guys, he's unplugging the keyboard as if that's stopping the keys from sticking.
Oh, Christ. I've literally ripped multiple keys out of the keyboard.
Why doesn't it post when I hit enter?
Because there's 320 characters up there. Yeah, see, that's currently what my keyboard's doing right now. I mean...
No more beers for you. That was your first one.
This is depressing. This is fucking...
I think you've just got to stay out of the chat tonight. But the thing is whenever he
It's not about staying out of the chat. It's about... It's about whatever page I go on to, the K button can't be fucking stuck.
It's true. It comes up as like he's searching for something and all it comes up is like K.
As I go into where I have our material and our stuff for the show, it's just coming up K's. It's triggering.
I even have coasters off to the side for him to put his drinks on, and he insists on putting them directly in front of his hands. So he just whoop.
Well, guys, I believe the goal is at $20 at the moment. I'm just going to have to live with however this works, whatever's going on right now. It's just going to have to be the way it is. I don't know what to tell you. I won't be able to type in the chat.
What's your plan tonight for this keyboard?
We're either going to have to go get a new one tonight or we're going to have to strip it and wipe it and see if we can clean it up.
You know, the thing is I did that to your last one. I had to take every single key off and wash it for you twice.
Yeah, we'll have to check in on that. Let's go to the phones.
Call from
K Fallen.
What's up, K Fallen?
All right, get that son of a bitch upside down, drain all the beer out of it. Tell April go get her hair dryer or air compressor and blow that son of a bitch out.
Oh yeah,
real
let's
good.
get the air compressor.
Do you want to do it live?
Yeah,
do it live. We want to see that shit.
Plug the air compressor in over there, and I'll fuck it up right here on the show.
He's gonna shit his pants.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Do it. All right,
that'll be fun. Thank you, bud. All right, that's a great idea. We'll turn into the skid, if you will, and we'll just fire up the air compressor. I like it. That's a great idea. So speaking of Tony Michaels, now we can actually get into some show stuff. Hopefully, $20 away from our goal tonight. I'm sure we'll hit it. I just can't update you guys on the links and stuff via the chat. Sorry. Tony Michaels has been undergoing all of this stuff now that we've been talking about. All of this Mondo Holmes, his arrest, all of these things. And Stuttering John decided to address it on his show today. Hold on. We got people wanting
April's Parents Hobby Farm.
April's Parents Hobby Farm. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, our meeting tomorrow is going to have to be rescheduled.
Why's that?
Well, I have some things going on, and you can't. I tried to email you, and you can't type back. All you said was KKK.
No.
KKK.
No.
KKK.
No, I never.
That's all you said. That's all you said. So I figured I'd call you.
No, I didn't mean that. My keyboard is stuck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the KKK was, you didn't mean to send that?
No, I did not mean to say KKK. I'm sorry if you've made any plans or you've done anything rash, but that's not what I meant.
Well, I was kind of excited, but I thought our other chapter was coming into town because you kept saying KKK.
There's no other chapter. I'm not associated with any of these types of groups. I don't know what you're talking about.
KKK.
No, that's not. He means okay. He meant okay. Okay. is what he meant to say. So Stuttering John addressed the Tony Michaels stuff on his show today. We've got two Stuttering John clips for you on today's show. Here is John with the Army Major.
As MJ said, Tony Michael does too. Tony Michaels is getting the same hate from these same people. And the problem with that is Tony's co-host.
By the way, how shitty does John look? That is the look of a man who's been up for days drinking. I'm not saying he has been up for days drinking. Maybe he has, maybe he hasn't. I'm just saying that is the look of a man whose appearance is aided by supernatural things that are not just naturally occurring in his body. That is a shot-out looking man.
Gabe, I always get it wrong, Gabe Sanchez happens to be Hispanic.
Happens to be, like it's an accident. He happens to be Hispanic. That's how boomers talk about like race and stuff. They always use these dumb phrases like, oh, he happens to be Hispanic. Like what? His parents tripped and fell on a Mexican and then he was born? No, it's by design, John. He doesn't happen to be Mexican.
On one of these shows, on his Discord, they post anti-Hispanic shit on a regular basis.
Ooh, no, not on the internet. You're kidding, John. No way. They don't post anti-Semitic shit or anti-Latino shit on the internet. Internet people do that? No way, John. No, I don't believe you. All right, we're going to set up this air compressor. April, I want you to go plug that in. I don't think that's going to reach. We're going to have to...
Will you just, for a second?
Well, I want to get through this quick so we can do a goddamn show tonight. This is going to be very funny, don't get me wrong, but I got a lot of shit to get to.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I'm sorry for yelling.
Thank you.
But at any rate...
I had to go on a ladder and everything and fish this thing out.
Stuttering John did a rant on the trolls and the haters. And, God damn it, Marquise Harris took the M out of his name and he's now Arquise Harris. Someone says it's going to blow beer droplets everywhere. It certainly is.
It's going to be loud.
It's going to be loud and it's going to blow beer all over. I'm going to blow beer all over the place. All right.
You have the right attachment?
Yes, this one is going to do great. All right, so you turn it on. Now, you know you got to turn the knob, right, to release the airflow? You see that black knob?
This one, yeah.
Yeah, you have no problem turning black knobs. I'm teasing, of course. Thank you for the $3, Arkeys. All right, fire it up.
I hit the on. I hit on. It's on.
The red thing. I'm sorry, not the black thing. The red thing to open. All right, let's get in there. Oh, yeah, that beer is coming out. There we go. Get in there, boys. Oh, yeah. Clean her out of there. Clean her out. There we go.
Oh, what is that?
What is what?
What is all that?
That's all the gunk. We're getting all the gunk out of the keyboard. What a wild fucking steel toe show we've got for you tonight. All right. Oh, there's no air. We got to wait till it recharges here. There you go. I think we're going to be... All right, turn it off. Turn it off. All right, guys, here we go. Let's see if it worked. I'm going to click in the chat section. April? Hold on. Uh-oh. Why can't I copy paste anything? Hold on. I think this is going to work. Copy.
Oh, shit.
Paste. And thank you to Trucker 18 Wheeler with $10. He says, here's for Steel Toe Morning Show to buy a new keyboard. $15 away from our goal. April, the problem has been solved. The keyboard situation is taken care of. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that was an old super chat, by the way. Fuck it. Marquise just gave us a couple of bucks. We'll call it $15 away from the goal.
Can I have this?
Have what? Oh, you want the
thing?
Oh, there you go.
Thank you.
All right. We did it. We fixed the problem. So the second half of the show is going to be awesome.
Wow. We literally wasted a whole hour.
We did. And it's all because I spilled beer for the second show in a row. Remarkable. Remarkable. All right. Now we can do it. Delusional Toaster says, this makes me hate that I am white. You literally just watched a show where the hosts blew out their keyboard with an air compressor. This show fucking stinks.
It does suck. I'm telling you, this is Reddit gold now.
Dave DT with $2. Thank you very much, buddy. Appreciate that. So, Stuttering John, obviously it's been a rough day for the Dabbler and his crew. Whether it be Tony Michaels, whether it be Stuttering John himself, whether it be Gabe Sanchez, Chad Zumock, any of these people. It's been rough, and it's clearly getting to Tony, as we saw with him doing the takedown on Joe Depot and trying to file a privacy complaint on our video. But it's also taking a toll on Stuttering John. And Stuttering John decided to take about 15 minutes of his show today and address rant against the trolls and the haters. Now, I cannot, if I was doing consulting work for shows, for podcasts, I can't tell you how strongly I would urge against this kind of behavior. The trolls and the haters will always win if you decide to engage the trolls and haters. You either have to accept what you are, laugh along with it, or completely ignore it. It's never going to work.
It's never going to work to engage any of these people.
And the only reason you're engaging them in a serious manner, like giving them the big talking to, is because you're shook, it bothers you. Now you've given away that you're bothered. That's blood in the water. These people will never stop. It's kind of like in school where your parents tell you, oh, just tell a bully, like, remember this speech and then tell it to them. And then you do that speech and the whole school laughs at you while the bully punches you in the face.
Right, you get your ass beat.
That's addressing trolls and haters on the internet. It's stupid. Paul Polito says, good tagline for the show. Steel toe, we suck. But do you deserve better? No. I like that. That's very good. So Stuttering John decided to rant on the trolls and the haters.
Okay.
And you know what? I'm going to let you guys guess. Who do you think he started with? April, who do you think?
He names names.
He goes into names. Who do you think Stuttering John started with on his rant against the trolls today?
Are these big names like Kumia?
Well, go ahead and guess.
I would guess Kumia.
Okay, you're going to guess Kumia.
Yeah.
What does everyone else think? There's all kinds of other people that have been on the Stuttering John thing. There's Carl, there's Anthony, there's Shuli, there's Reverend Bob, there's our show, there's Cardiff Electric, there's all kinds of different people.
I think Kumia.
People are saying Kumia. All right, you guys have your bets in. Standalone Cakehorn says Carl.
Carl's a close second for me.
All right, let's see who.
Moated Wrench said Corey.
Corey Adam. Maybe he started with Corey
Maybe
Adam.
it's Corey. He loves reactions.
You know how mad I'd be after all the work I've done? Let's go ahead and watch Stuttering John deal with the trolls and the haters.
So I have talked about this monster.
Who's the monster?
Kumia. Okay. Absolutely.
Known as Anthony Cumia.
Oh,
hey,
look at that.
There you go, guys. It was only paying out 6-5, but you won money. That's the big thing.
Absolutely.
Anthony Cumia, just this year, used the N-word to a black man.
First of all, John, I take exception to that. Not this year. We're 10 months into the year. Anthony has used that word this week.
Yeah, what?
What are you talking about, John?
Even Kumia hears that and he's like, can you give me proper credit, please?
Could you imagine John thinking that an Anthony Cumia fan would hear this and go, what? How dare you say such a thing?
Unimaginable.
I had no idea that Anthony was using the N-word. I'm out of here. I'm canceling my compound subscription.
Meanwhile, like over 50% came there for the N-word.
Yeah, John, if you want to see Anthony lose audience, tell people he doesn't use the N-word anymore. Maybe that would affect him. But saying, he's used the N-word this year, he's used the N-word this afternoon.
Look, John's having a rough one. He didn't even shave today.
John looks like shit.
He does look like shit.
Man.
He was hungover with his shirt inside out the other day, and now there's this.
Honestly, he looks like he's been on Dabblers Anonymous all night.
And the F word.
F word.
Because he assumed this person was gay.
Wow.
Anthony Cumia has no problem trashing my transgender child. And people like, I know you're not going to know this person because nobody does, Shuli.
Wait a minute, John, as many people know
Whoa.
Shuli as know you. Shuli was a bigger part of the Stern Show than you were. Shuli worked for Howard from the time they were on Sirius in 06 to like 3 years ago.
Well, you see, it gives him a leg up if he says nobody knows this name, of course.
John, stop doing these dumb troll copes where you go like, nobody knows who they are. We all know who everybody is. We have 5,700 subs and people know who we are, and we're nobodies. It's the internet now, John. You can't do these hacky morning radio guy tricks where you pretend you don't know who people are. It's a very small community, and they talk. Everybody knows who everybody is.
Mm-hmm.
And Kevin from Why Do I Podcast, they're okay.
He won't call him Carl from Who Are These Podcasts.
He will not say Carl. Kevin's got to be loving this.
And by the way, Kevin Dumbfuck from Why Do I Podcast has got to be feeling great about this because here he's got his own show. People can now search Why Do I Podcast and get a few free views out of it.
He's definitely getting a promotion here.
By the way, look at the Popeye pause I did on John.
Yeah, I know. He looks good.
Kevin from Why Do I Podcast.
With Anthony. And
I'm a real loser and I am a boozer. I'm Johnny the Stutter Man. Toot toot. Glug glug.
Does he have an olive, though?
Yeah, in his drink.
That's what I thought.
He's got an olive in his beer. That's where his olive is. Oh. I eat too much dinner, I'll never get thinner. I'm Johnny the Stutter Man. Toot toot.
this hack known as Levy,
Whoa.
they don't care about the hate and anti-Semitism. They don't care about the racism.
Wait, hold on a minute, John. As a part of this community, I would just like to say I do care about both of those things. And I have to say, I feel like we haven't hit the quota yet.
I was going to say, like, I don't like people that sit here like John, like, oh, they don't care about all these big issues. Well, if it's not, like, personally affecting them.
This cringe fuckhead douche that made his money on Howard Stern being as edgy as he possibly could while he answered the phones, now saying, oh, they say this, they say that. John, you don't really give a shit that they say those things. You don't care. You're trying to impress your liberal friends, number one. And number two, you're getting the shit kicked out of you, so you're grasping at straws. Bob Levy is a guy, before he started doing the Uncle Rico show, that you would have said, oh, he's so funny, he's such a great guy. You're a phony, John, and you get your balls busted. Artie was right about you. You get your balls busted a little bit, and you just try to go for the throat. But you have no charm, you have no charisma, so it doesn't work. So you just find yourself getting more and more frustrated, more and more disheveled, more and more drunk. This isn't going to get better for you, John.
He's not good at this.
No, you're terrible at it. It's like Zumock. I always say Zumock is Zumock is John 2.0. And we'll show you this in overtime tonight. Chad is worse than John because Chad spirals harder, gets angrier, and thinks he's owning more.
He does. He burns a lot hotter than John does.
Oh, man, is he worse than John. At least there's a little bit of I've given up in John.
He looks like he's given up.
Chad is still trying really hard to become relevant, and it's not happening for him, and he's turning to anger now.
They don't seem to care about the transphobia, homophobia.
I mean, I can only speak for myself, John, as long as it's funny, you know?
Anti-Hispanic speech and rhetoric. They don't care. Why? It must be because they are that as well.
Oh.
They have the same.
Boy, I tell you, this psychiatrist, John Melendez, he sure does have us backed into a corner.
Dude, the shows this guy's been part of, I bet he's never watched South Park.
John.
I bet he hates all that shit.
John. You are not the Jedi mind trick artist that you think you are, buddy. I mean, first of all, The people who hate you love this. They enjoy watching it. Hell, I'm enjoying it. The people who like you, John, and want to watch your show have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
No, this is not part of people's usual.
No.
It's just if it's not affecting you, it's usually not important to people. And
John,
that's the sad fact for you.
John,
sorry.
they don't care.
Same vile beliefs. So, I will say this.
Get to the point.
For a place like YouTube
Yeah?
and a place like Patreon
Yeah?
to allow people like Kevin
Carl.
to give away as a top tier payment on his tier levels on Patreon, he allows them to host his Discord that he is the admin of.
He is broken.
That uses the N word, the R word for the mentally.
The mentally? Uses the R word for the mentally black? Wait, which word am I upset about?
Gay?
The gay?
The mentally gay?
Gay R word?
I don't know.
John, you don't, your phoniness is not endearing, John. You don't give a shit about any of those things. You're getting made fun of. You're being humiliated. You're having a mirror held up to you at the same time. You're being shown what you are. You don't like it. You're lashing out because you don't have a sense of humor about it. It's been this way since you were on Stern, and we're watching this slow decline. We're watching a man be ripped apart slowly, spaghettified in the event horizon of a black hole. We're watching you fall into the Sarlacc pit and be digested over 1,000 years. We're just watching the slow crumbling of John Melendez and these little lash outs that you have. We just enjoy it. And it's like struggling against the boa constrictor. It's just going to cause it to tighten up.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't, challenged. But they don't care. You know why? Because they're making money. They don't care.
That's most people.
And all these people that go on, like the person, I don't know, Dooley, whatever this idiot's name is.
Did you just say Dooley instead when he knows his name is Shuley?
You've already said Shuley in this conversation, buddy. It's okay to say it again.
John, you are so bad at this.
Even his cadence, he thinks he's coming off as like the deep, tough guy.
Yeah, he's doing that thing where he's
doing
like,
the pauses.
I'm the hero of this community and that community. I'm sticking up for you. If you're someone who watches John and you stumble upon our podcast and you buy this shit, you are the dumbest fucking person I've ever met in my life. Please reconsider the way you live.
And he's
Please.
met a lot of dumbs.
I've met a lot of dumb people, myself included.
Yes,
You're dumber than I am.
We're all dumb.
You're dumber than me. That's an accomplishment. So John continues to have his very serious rant, a talking to with the Sterns, with the trolls and the what does he call them? The trolls and the...
Oh, no.
I forgot what he calls them.
I don't know.
The trolls and haters. That's what it is.
Okay.
The trolls and the haters.
He happens to be Jewish.
Shuley. Yeah.
This Levy loser is Jewish.
So, John, do you think maybe your bullshit about anti-Semitism is maybe, I don't know, just you desperately trying to cling to something to catch on?
He also just called a Jewish person a loser. So,
Yeah, that Jewish loser, Shuley.
I mean, yeah, maybe him not giving a shit should show you, like, hey, maybe everyone should just lighten up a little bit and maybe let these people like Kanye just burn themselves out.
Hey, John, not only that, Anthony Cumia is Sicilian. There's a good chance he's a healthy dose of black.
There is a chance.
But yet they go on a show like Anthony Cumia, who is still using anti-Semitic remarks.
Does he really?
Using the N-word. And they not only go on, they have him on their show. Like this Honique from this show that's
Monique
he
from
knows
Radio
who
Gunk.
Monique from Radio
Yeah.
Gunk is. He's full of shit.
dedicated to trashing on Howard.
Honique, though.
Honique.
She goes on. Yeah.
John, do you think that maybe all these Jews and black people going on these shows maybe shows that what you're saying is complete bullshit? John, I would have a lot more respect for you, Johnny, if you would just come out and say, they've hurt my feelings. I've been trolled out. I'm not talented enough to go back and forth with these people. I'm not talented enough, so I have to feign this concern that I don't really have because I just want it to stop. John, if you would ask everyone to stop and say, I've learned my lesson, I'm going to stop trying to go after everybody, I'm done pretending to be holier than thou, and I'll knock it off. I'm not saying it would end, but you would be a lot happier because you would be dealing with it differently. But you can't do that, can you, Sport?
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
And her husband is Jewish.
Again, John, you're owning the self-owns. He's like Zumock. Him and Zumock are dad and son.
It is incredible. Like, you're right. It's explanatory. If these people are all these things and they're still doing the thing, that should say, like, hey, nobody really cares.
Exactly.
Like, it's not that important. It's just words.
Could you imagine this? So when I see Adidas do that.
Okay, so then he goes on to the Kanye thing. I just wanted to go
What is his deal?
So he's now connecting Anthony Cumia to Kanye and all of that shit. Wow. That's John's desperate.
It's desperate. It's jealous.
And it's also an exposure of a complete lack of talent.
That almost to me sounds like, oh, I don't use any of those terms here, but so you won't go on my show, but you'll go on these anti-Semitic shows, these racist shows, and all these things.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a guy who can't play this game. He can't hit back. He's never been talented enough. He can't be funny about it. So he's just going to pretend. He's going to play victim.
Yeah.
The anti-Semitism. Dude, you're the guy from the Stern Show, all right? Nobody's buying that you're upset by the anti-Semitism, all right? Sorry. Farley Birdzone with $20 says, hey, Aaron and April, I have more than 1,000 subs now. I want to say thank you so much. Loving the show. How do I buy a T-shirt? Life's been pretty good. My therapist died and broke the axle of my car.
Oh.
Wait, you're saying that you ran over your therapist and he broke the axle of your car? Is that what I'm to believe?
That's kind of what I got.
Wow. I mean, I just hope somebody else was driving. That's all.
Yes, we hope you're okay.
Thank you, Farley
Congrats
Birdzone.
on the 1,000 subs, though.
Yes, congrats on the 1,000 subs. Farley Birdzone. Go check him out. He likes feet.
Pretty fun guy. I do like his pedicure videos.
He has some great pedicure videos.
He'll moan during
Farley
them.
Birdzone does. And also, Daniel shut the fuck up. Daniel says, since my Red Wings ain't going to win or have no overtime, might as well have it here. Well, thank you, buddy. $15 coming in from him. We've met our goal tonight, and we are $15 ahead for tomorrow morning.
Thank you, guys.
Which is very cool. So thank you guys very much. Thank you for the contributions. Thank you for the VIPs. But we have hit our goal tonight. We're doing 30 minutes of overtime from 9 to 9:30 Central Time, where we will talk about Chad Zumock's latest episode. So there you go.
And you said
a little stuttering John.
You said that you're going to show us all your personal back and forth with him. Is that accurate?
Yes, we will talk about the personal back and forth.
I'm excited for that.
With one Chad Zumock. We're going to do that in about 40 minutes. This week has been the week where everybody has been dumping Kanye. It has just been the reaction to the mobilization to the things he said has led to him a couple of things: losing a bunch of endorsements, a bunch of business deals, and officially being taken down from Forbes' billionaire list. They're saying with the deals he's lost anywhere from $400 million to $1.4 billion.
I saw that he's been whittled down to $400 million net worth.
That is what I saw as well. $400 million, which is still a remarkable amount of fucking
Remarkable.
money. Yeah.
But if you're coming from $1 billion, still kind
It
of
hurts.
stings a little.
It hurts quite a bit. So this is what we have. Balenciaga.
That was his favorite.
They dumped him. They told the fashion publication Women's Wear Daily last week that it severed ties with Ye. MRC, the film and television studio, announced on Monday that it would not distribute a recently completed documentary on Ye over his comments, saying it could not support any platform that amplifies his platform. Vogue, a spokesperson for the magazine, told Page Six last week that it and its editor-in-chief, Anna Wintour, do not intend to work with him in the future. CAA, his talent agency, the talent agency that represents him, which, by the way, is going to make his feelings on Jews really calm down.
I'm sure. And this won't cause any more comments to be made.
I mean, CAA dropping him is really going to make him think that, he's really he's really gone overboard with this anti-Jewish stuff.
I think he'll take it back even.
Yeah. Triple N says they're really proving him wrong, right? They're really doing a great job of proving that Kanye had no point whatsoever.
They don't see it that way, though. They can't just conduct business as usual and let some comment slide behind the radar.
Adidas dropped him. Gap dropped him. Foot Locker dropped him. It's faced calls from the Anti-Defamation League, consumers and advocates to drop. Yay. So that's the end of that. Kanye's losing pretty much all of it.
Wow,
it doesn't seem to bother him.
No, I'm sure it won't. But imagine that you're not even spending that $600 million. You're just losing it in sponsors and
really, it never quote unquote existed in the first place. It was in assets. Like none of it was liquid.
Right.
So it was just numbers on a computer screen. What's really funny is Adidas finally dropped him after Harvey Levine and TMZ. I mean, they've been putting the screws to Kanye for a week. I mean, 6 articles a day on what a piece of shit Kanye is, just trying to keep him in the news until people drop him. Someone say it's a certain kind of trickery that's being pulled, but I don't know anything about that.
Seriously, though, I can't send the articles to you fast enough.
I know.
It's insane.
TMZ, so Adidas wasn't dropping Kanye until yesterday. TMZ did an article basically doing an expose on Adidas and their dealings with Nazi Germany. And then they put swastikas up there and said Adidas and the swastika and everything. And Adidas went, all right, we'll drop him. I mean, again, the things Kanye is saying sounds remarkably crazy. They sound insane. However, everything that he has said would happen to him for saying it has happened to him.
I think that's why losing the money isn't bothering him. At least he knows he's right in his mind.
I mean, let's not pretend that Kanye's not crazy too, though. Like, he's also insane.
Yeah. Like I said, like for anyone watching on YouTube, like he thinks he's right. Like this is confirming it for him.
I mean, that's kind of what happens with a lot of this stuff. Like, and it's not just Jewish stuff. It's everything. It's, these people will go on these rants and they'll get a frustration out or they'll get some anger or some hostility out. And then people either knowingly or unknowingly will then course correct that person in a way that's going to make that person, unfortunately, think those things harder. Mm-hmm. Like, the reaction to Kanye has not taken people who were a little anti-Semitic and pushed them away from being anti-Semitic. It's made them go, whoa. This guy said that, this industry and that industry is represented a lot by Jewish people, and that if you crack whip and you talk bad about them, they're going to cancel you. They're going to get rid of you. Who do you think started cancel culture? All that stuff. And then all of a sudden, all these groups all at once, as if it was a concerted effort, all of them dropped him within 3 days of each other.
Yep.
So
starting with a bank.
I get it. You're pissed off. He made you mad. He said nasty things about you. But you're not exactly taking the public perception and making it go, oh, yeah, Kanye had 0 points.
You're kind of putting the public in a weird spot.
You're right. That's what I've always thought about this. You're putting me in a strange spot.
Where, like, I don't want to look at Kanye and be like, oh, that guy's kind of got a point.
You ever have those guys or those people in your life who are not good, but they say something in, like, an argument with someone else, and that person you're usually on the side of comes to you and go, can you believe he said that? And you go, I mean, I don't like the guy very much, and I don't like a lot of the stuff he says, but, I checked it. I took some notes, and I checked in on it. Some of it does check out.
Yep.
Not all of it, but
I won't say it was pretty how he said it.
Yeah, some of it checks out, and you guys getting rid of him and canceling him and fire him doesn't exactly sway a lot of people from that.
It's certainly not helping.
And, I mean, Harvey Levine has been a dirtbag for a long time. I mean, the guy who runs TMZ, he's been a skeezy, sketchy piece of shit forever. And so I don't think he's doing the reputation any favors doing what he's done to Kanye.
I don't know if you can be like an awesome person of good standing in that position, though. Like, you literally run a company that basically gossips about everybody for a living.
Yeah. So, I mean, I do. You know who I have felt bad for in this whole thing? Like, just your average, everyday Jewish person.
Yes.
Because you're like, they didn't do anything. Like, I understand why, like, some random Jewish person would hear what Kanye's saying and they're going, oh man, that's shitty. Why would you say I don't have any power? I don't, it's kind of like when black people, like Black Lives Matter, like activists bitch about white people. And they're talking about the white people who are in charge of companies and the white people on the police force and the white politicians and things like that. But white people like us hear it and they go, hey, what the fuck are you talking about, privilege? This is how I grew up. This is what, this was my upbringing and everything else. So I just feel like Kanye was speaking about a very specific type of person. And I think the way he went about it, he allowed it to become everybody in that religion or everybody in that cultural group.
I think he only made maybe a few comments, though, that could have made it so, because he did specify a couple times, like, look, I don't want to cause harm to any Jewish people. I'm speaking about a specific group of them.
He did say, I'm talking about my experiences in management.
Yes, and in my opinion, like, that's almost just as bad as talking shit about a really bad boss you've had.
Yeah.
Like, that's a very personal experience. So
it looks like Kanye has lost all of it. It looks like he's going to be, worth $400 million?
That's what I heard.
When this is all said and done, so.
I mean, he's lost some pretty big assets. So.
He's lost some big stuff, that's for sure. Wanted to show you this, April. Zac Efron is going to be in a movie. Oh, easy.
What?
Zac Efron, by the way, who started as like some kind of gay high school drama actor, high school musical and shit like that. And I always kind of thought, oh God, he sucks. He's terrible.
No, he
doesn't. In the last like 6-7 years, he's become a fucking good actor.
That guy's good. And you know what he does in his free time? He literally just travels the world and does like weird, rugged, outdoorsy shit, like roughs it.
So he's a weirdo.
He's a weirdo.
Well, he's doing a movie about, and I don't think you're going to know who these people are, but if you're a wrestling fan like me, and you know, I mean, this is one of the most famous families, the Von Erich family.
Okay.
The Von Erich family, there's a great documentary called The Tragedy and Triumph at World Class Championship Wrestling. It's about the Von Erich family and the promotion they ran in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and into the 90s. There was a whole family. Fritz Von Erich was the dad. And Fritz was this famous wrestler in the 50s, and he had a bunch of kids. He had Kevin. God, there was Kerry, Kevin, and David were the three really awesome wrestlers. Then he had a younger, smaller, kind of a runt one named Chris.
A runt.
All of them but Kevin died.
Why?
David died choking on his own vomit in a tour in Japan. Kerry Von Erich killed himself. Chris got, one of the brothers got electrocuted when they were young. Chris killed himself as well because he felt he was too small and he brought shame upon the family for not being a wrestler.
Jesus Christ.
And the only one who lived was Kevin Von Erich. And you watch him now and he does interviews and you're just like, it's just a tortured dude.
God did not want that man to have kids.
I mean, all of Fritz's kids died. It's one of the saddest stories in professional wrestling. They're the Kennedys of pro wrestling.
How does that happen? That God does not like you. Or
well,
something.
Not only that, you put them in an industry where people do have a tendency to overindulge in alcohol and drugs, and there's a higher rate of suicide and early death and things like that.
I understand.
Well, Zac Efron is doing a movie where he's going to play Kevin Von Erich, the brother who lived.
I'd watch that.
And these actors, man, the steroids they must get from their fucking doctors, I mean, the shit they must put in their bodies because Zac Efron has completely transformed himself. I mean, the Von Erich boys were jacked.
This is going to sound kind of gay, but like the movie with The Rock, Baywatch.
Yeah.
He's already kind of jacked in theirs. Does it get worse than that?
Oh, dude, he is so roided out of his fucking gourd. Okay. It's incredible.
I had to assume he was on roids in that movie.
This is Zac Efron on the set of the Von Erich movie.
Oh, man. Just thick.
And by the way, looks a lot like Kevin Von Erich. I mean, looks...
Would you?
As close as you can. Not that Zac Efron. That's a frightening, roided out.
Which one do you want then?
Ted Bundy, Zac Efron.
Not bad.
Ted Bundy, Zac Efron is all right. This Zac Efron, that's creepy as fuck. I'm sorry, April. You don't get that in a gym.
No, I totally believe you. And actually, I'm on your side with that. Like, I won't speak for most women, but to like this woman here, I don't like a dude that looks like somebody put like a ball inflation device and like fucking puffed him up and shit. You don't look right. I don't want that.
It's, yeah. Carlos says, Jesus, I'd be worried that he goes fucking Benoit on the cast. Yeah, I mean, he's massive. I mean, that all came out of a bottle.
That has to fuck with your head, right?
Yeah. I think if you just do it for the movie and you get off the shit, I think you're fine. But
is somebody like The Rock and John Cena, are they on steroids when they're in movies like that too?
Oh yeah. I mean, they're
obnoxiously huge.
The Rock's pushing 50. Cena's in his 40s.
Yeah.
You can't look like that. I mean, I don't care in how great a shape, how many times you go to the gym. In your 40s and 50s, you can't look that way.
That's kind of what I thought.
So, yes, there's definitely some pharmaceutical aid
okay.
going on. Well, I mean, John Cena was doing it when he was wrestling.
I thought that wasn't allowed.
It's not.
But for John Cena?
Okay. I think they stopped testing Randy Orton because the WWE, after Benoit, they had to have like a 3 strikes and you're out policy for steroids. I remember when Randy Orton tested positive twice in like a year. And it's like a 30-day suspension, a 60-day suspension, and then the third one, you're gone. And magically, in the last like 12 years since then, Randy Orton's never tested positive. So Randy Orton must have totally got off the juice. I mean, it's amazing how he's done that. He's kept washboard abs and great arms, but he's never tested positive again.
I'd believe he quit.
Yeah, well, hey, I'll give you 2 words. Brock Lesnar. How's that testing going?
That guy is also obnoxious. Like, he's huge.
Bill Goldberg comes back at like 55 years old, and he's shredded ass Bill Goldberg. The only way you can tell he aged is he has gray in his bald head with the little fuzz on the side of his head. Tell me that they didn't let Bill Goldberg just fucking juice up so he could get jacked again.
Tell me why they didn't let Ric Flair juice up this last time he was on there. Do you remember how old he looked? And how he hit his head and it was bloody and all that shit?
He looked about 73.
Not good.
He looked about 73.
That's who needs to be on roids.
Yeah, so there you go. There's Kevin Von Erich, Zac Efron. He's got the body type down, but people are pointing out, he's already got steroid gut. That's that water bloat, because steroids like gives you a lot of water in your muscles. Mm-hmm. That's
you retain.
Already got that water bloat. The traps are always a good sign.
These right here.
Yeah.
They're deltoids.
The deltoid, that's a good sign of steroid. Like steroids do that to you. There's no lift you can do to isolate that.
Don't steroids fuck up your balls and shit?
The long-term steroid use can definitely fuck up your balls.
As a man, is that worth it to look that way?
It'd be pretty fucking cool to look like that.
You would trade your ball action for that.
If I'm running around lifting cars up and shit, yeah, I mean... It ain't making my dick smaller.
Yeah, I guess you don't need your balls anymore.
Who needs your balls?
Nobody needs their balls.
As long as you got a good shaft, you know? Fuck the little snow globes on the bottom. As long as you got that good, rock-solid shaft. You know, those balls get smaller, the dick looks bigger.
That's also a good point.
Yeah.
Who knows? Does it affect your dick at all?
I can't tell you. The only steroids I've ever taken are prescribed by a doctor for my teeth. And
you have panic attacks.
Oh, God. Yeah, when I did those 2 and went on the golf course before Las Vegas, and I'm just sitting there, my heart's going, I can't fucking stay down on the ball to hit it.
Right. A lot of you guys probably remember that morning before we went on this last vacation a while back. Aaron had the worst day with his teeth. So they got him like this nasty, like they wanted him to start a double dose of steroids before vacation. And I'm like, dude, I'll stay home, finish packing. Why don't you go do 9 holes or whatever it was? And he came back home. He's like, I had just had a fucking panic attack. I'm just kind of scared.
Yeah. Well, we've got, I got a story for you guys. We're going to call this, let's see if we can make April cry today.
No, come on.
I love doing try to make April cry segments. We got 25 minutes until we have to get into Chad Zumock and his show. So I like doing these little fuck around segments.
Fine.
Where we can try to make April cry, and I think we've got one today.
I will fight you tooth and nail.
Thank you, Farley Burge. Farley Burge bought a shirt.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. By the way, you guys are $25 ahead for tomorrow. Thank you very much for your generosity. We appreciate that. Grief-stricken wild monkey gives human friend who fed him every day a kiss as he tries to revive him during his funeral. April, are you ready to watch the little monkey try to revive his friend? Here you go. Here's the man's funeral. His friend, the monkey, just standing by his side.
That's a cute-ass monkey.
Not his pet either. This is just a wild monkey that he used to feed. And the monkey came to his funeral.
He looks so confused, like, buddy, wake up.
And he gave him a smooch. He's giving his buddy a smooch, trying to wake him up. He's sad. Oh, she is watering up. Holy shit.
That's depressing as fuck.
The monkey's sad that the guy's dead.
And people think animal-human bonds are not real.
Let's hug his face. Well, April, it worked. Oh, God, she's got tears streaming down her face. Don't. There is a tear rolling down her nose at the moment.
Not.
Oh, my God.
You're crying.
We really knocked that one out of the park with making April cry. There we go. That's a fun segment. I like that one.
That's sad as shit. Don't do that.
Very sad. That monkey, by the way, watch those little fuckers. Tell me we didn't come from those.
Oh, I showed you the picture of the gorilla the other day, right?
Yeah.
This,
Citizen M writes, haha, April's fucking gay.
I am so gay. There was this, there's a gorilla in captivity, and he has, like, I think it's called vitiligo, where your skin is, like, multicolored.
Yeah.
Like, it's white and dark. And it was on his fingers, and they did a close-up of his thick little fingers, and the parts that were pink looked just like a human's hand.
It was fucking weird.
It was so weird.
Very creepy.
Just like a human.
People are saying, Tigger Next Door says, that's my favorite bit. I love watching women in pain.
That is cruel that you do that.
I love make April cry segments. They're one of my favorites.
And animals, like,
vitiligo is what you're thinking of. Vitiligo is the disease.
Vitiligo, so I said vitiligo.
It's actually pronounced Vitaly Klitschko. Oh. Former world champion.
See, I grew up with animals. I totally believe in having a bond with animals, so that shit really gets to me.
It's like, to me, like, you see gorillas, and like anytime you run into someone who's like, God created us and it was Adam and Eve and it was this and that, I just want to show them a picture of a gorilla just behaving, and I want to go, here, look. That has nothing to do with us.
Dude, they even fuck the same.
A chimpanzee, a macaque, any kind of like marsupial, or not marsupial, any kind of primate of any kind, and then tell me that we ain't got nothing to do with them.
No, it's absolutely really close.
Shalino says it would have been funnier if the monkey jacked off on him. Look, I'm not saying that wouldn't be funnier. I mean,
he did pick something off him and like eat it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Little formaldehyde crusty that formed on his face, leaked out of his nose when they were filling his brains with formaldehyde.
Can you imagine how you taste after you're filled with that shit?
Yeah, you just got that. Because you know what that formaldehyde smell.
Ew.
Now imagine tasting it.
Did you, in high school, in like, I think it was just science class or biology, did you ever have to dissect cats?
No, we dissected field mice.
Jesus, you are boring. We started in middle school on frogs and sheep brains, and then we moved up to deer and moose hearts and cats. Like, you know how there's feral cats out and about?
Yeah.
They round those things up, and when they euthanize them, they'll like pack them in formaldehyde so that people can learn from them and their body systems. And I did a cat.
Those feral cats, by the way, they're happy. They're feral. Feral cats.
No.
Kind of killed the vibe with that shit. But yeah, I think in school, I think we did owl shit. We dissected owl shit.
They're called pellets.
They called them pellets. It's owl shit.
It's owl pellets.
It's owl shit.
And those are very fun. There's always bones.
Yeah, there's always bones in there.
They're right out in our rocks, actually. There's owls that come and shit
bones?
in our rocks out by our house.
Don't call them pellets, though. It's owl shit.
It's owl pellets.
They call them pellets so that the kids don't think they're dissecting owl shit.
Well, the rest of it is technically called scat.
Turtles, skibbity-biddy-bop-boop-bop, skibbity-biddy-biddy-boop-bop. Sorry. We dissected fetal pigs, says Joe Berger.
Yeah, I mean, I thought cats was pretty unique. I've never met somebody else whose high school did that, actually. And there's, so we each had a lab table, and there was like 3 people to 1 cat. And one table in my class got like a pregnant cat. So there was like multiple babies in there.
Oh.
And part of the experiment too, like when we're learning about the digestive system, is you had to make it shit into a cup. Like you had to strain it out.
Fuck. What's the point?
It's really fucky.
What is the point of
And
this?
you're just kind of, the whole point was to learn how body systems are put together and what they do. And all that. Connective tissues.
There was no reason to be doing any of these
things. It was
things.
really, really uncomfortable to be making a cat shit.
I feel like that was a prank that got pulled on the kids by the teacher.
We got to saw their skull caps off and find out that their brains are like this big.
And it explained a lot. But I feel like that was a prank the teachers pulled on the students. Like, we're going to make them squeeze shit out of their asshole.
It was a very weird class to be in, and you always kind of hoped that you had it before lunch and not after.
Chelino says, wherever April grew up, I bet there's a higher than average serial killer rate.
Hey, now.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think Litchfield has any famous serial killers. Yeah, it's meth where she came from. Lot of meth.
Good old Tweaker County.
Tweaker County. Yeah, there's a standalone K-Corn says, that's not normal. Your teacher was into shit porn.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't understand what making a cat shit teaches you.
Look, I did the thing I was told.
April, right, that's how we get Nazis.
You pick up their colon and you just look, you've got gloves on, right? But you take the colon, it's dangling here. You got your little cup under here.
Yeah.
Take your fingers.
One cat, one cup. Now, in my opinion, I feel like at that age, we all know where the poo-poo comes from. So I don't think we need to be squeezing shit out of a cat's colon to find out where the poo-poo comes from.
Maybe some don't. I think maybe the most unnerving sound you heard in that entire class, though, was like when we were trying to get the skull caps off, you had to kind of crack it at the end to like get it off, like finish it. That's not a cool noise. That's really gross.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I've done that.
Yeah, you went to a fucked up school with fucked up teachers. That's the only thing I can come up with.
Well, the one table, their cat had to give birth to like 6 formaldehyde babies.
God damn. Just a fucking disgusting class. I dissected owl shit and some field mice. Here you are, fucking cutting into cats and squeezing their diarrhea out of their asshole.
Our school was so cool. Like in middle school, it was those big ass bullfrogs, and you had to like fillet them and all that weird shit. And the sheep brain, which was also kind of cool but boring. And then in one of the classes in high school... Did you just say
dissecting a sheep brain was boring, you fucking sociopath?
It was pretty boring. It's just mush. I don't know.
They're calling you, they say you went to Dahmer High School. You did some fucked up shit that most kids didn't do.
When we dissected deer hearts and stuff, it was because it was during deer season. We asked local hunters to donate like buckets of their deer hearts and stuff. And
as you do, you just have buckets of deer hearts sitting around.
And somebody who was up in like Canada hunting moose donated a fucking moose heart, and that bitch is this big, and I shit you not, that big. It was fucking weird.
Well, at least you know when I get older how you're gonna squeeze shit out of my colon. I guess that's nice.
That moose had myocarditis.
Moose hearts in a jarro. Sorry. They're going baby in a jarro. Yes. Blop Jones says, I live in the middle of nowhere and we didn't even have to do that. Yeah, you went to a fucked up place.
Am I exposing myself right now? Like nobody has done that before?
She's exposing the goddamn business. That's what she's fucking doing, motherfucker.
I kind of thought everybody dissected cats.
It's just great that you went to Hannibal High, they're saying.
I'm sorry.
Aaron, wait until you turn 50 and get to shit in a box and mail it back. Huh?
That's a real thing. That's for checking for like colon cancer.
What?
You can do that sometimes, and like you can skip the colonoscopy on occasion and just shit in a box and mail it in, and they'll check it for like cancer shit.
Okay, so I have two choices. I can go in there and have a guy shove his hand up my ass.
And a camera.
Or I can take a shit in a box like a serial killer and mail it to somebody. Neither of these sound good.
Do you want to know, like, something I weirdly look forward to, and I don't know what age you have to start doing this?
It's going to trouble the shit out of me. Go ahead.
Okay, so obviously you're a little bit older than me, so this is going to happen to you first. I've heard that when your partner has to go in for a colonoscopy, you're kind of really drugged up and shit. And
the farting?
You can say some really fucked up stuff, and there's the farting, you're drugged up and all that stuff. I kind of am excited to take you home from your first colonoscopy.
Have you ever seen the man who cut the big loud fart?
Yeah, I have. Yes.
Hey, can I put my keys back on, do you think? Because it's really hard to type this up without my keys.
I don't know.
Let's put the K back on. There we go. Let's put the M back on.
What age do you have to start going in for colonoscopies?
They used to say 50, but I think it's 40 now, yeah.
People get colon cancer a lot.
There we go. All right. Man farts after colonoscopy.
This is going to be so good.
Yeah, this guy. So this is apparently what you all have to look forward to after you get a colonoscopy.
He just looks at her.
How did your procedure go?
I don't know. Don't remember.
Remember, you're supposed to be passing gas right now.
I know, it's easier said than done. Trying. Had a couple of good ones.
What are you doing down there?
Scratching.
Babe, this is going to be you soon.
Dude, you know what I love? I know some of you haven't seen this before. This is a really old video, though. I love that he doesn't break eye contact.
I know.
This is how I fart in front of you.
Yes. Before he clicks play again, though, I want you all to know Aaron is a mere barely over 4 years from this.
Oh my goodness. Does that feel better?
Yes.
That's gotta feel so fucking good. Just look at the brown spots on the wall after he's done.
That is exactly how you fart, though. Aaron will come up to me making supper, and he'll make me turn and face him. He'll put his hands on my shoulder sometimes, be like, look at me.
It's a power fart.
Just a rip ass, babe.
Yeah.
Babe.
Oh, do I have a what's the matter? I got a boogie hanging?
That was a big one.
I did have a boogie hanging. It's 100% accurate. All right, we gotta put the cap on this James Corden thing. I keep thinking that the James Corden thing is over with Baltazar Restaurant in New York. It is indeed not over. Coming up after this story, I think we're going to dive into the Chad Zumock stuff and make Chad really happy. We're driving him fucking insane, and it's great. But we got to follow up on the James Corden Baltazar stuff because just like a theater gay, this thing has gone through emotional swings, apologies, taking back of apologies, re-apologies, bannings. You can come into my house. You can't sit with us. You can sit with us. So I think where we're at now is James Corden went on his show and apologized, but it was kind of a bullshit apology where he barely copped to anything.
Like, dude, I didn't do anything wrong. I just made a comment.
Well, now we're finding out that the staff is definitely anti-James Corden. Okay. It sounds like their story is a lot different than James's story that he told on his show. Because according to James, he just made a small comment under his breath sarcastically.
And only after they brought back the wrong meal 3 times.
Yes. The staff says that they fucked up the order once, and then they gave him fries the second time instead of a salad. And so then he started chastising them, demanding free drinks and that they make this all right and so on and so forth. How hard is your fucking job? Should I go back there and cook? This, that, and the other thing. Baltazar staff mocked James Corden's attempt to explain away his omelet tantrum last night by claiming he was worried about his wife's serious egg allergy, telling DailyMail.com the comic is simply very, very rude and shouldn't have ordered the dish. I mean, that's true. If you're going to order an egg, if your wife has an egg allergy, don't order a fucking omelet, dipshit.
Yeah, what did you think omelets are made of?
Yeah.
It's like primarily eggs.
The infamous omelet saga began on October 9th when Corden and his wife Julia dined at the restaurant with friends. Julia asked for an all-yolk omelet, something that is not on the extensive brunch menu. When it arrived, the dish contained some egg whites. Corden sent it back to the kitchen, and when it returned, he said it was still wrong. My wife explained that she has a serious food allergy. The meals came, my wife was given the food that she was allergic to. Her meal came wrong to the table the third time. Well, here's the thing, you needy cunt. How about you order something else? You don't eat eggs for breakfast.
Yeah, if it's those egg whites you need to stay away from, maybe just stay away from the whole egg dish just to be safe. Like, just get a sandwich, maybe.
He apologized, making a snide remark that he should cook it himself, and has been completely forgiven by Keith McNally, the restaurant owner. It takes a real man to do this. In the past, I've behaved much worse than Corden, but wasn't man enough to apologize. For this reason, I'm going to lift the ban on Corden, he said today. But staff at the restaurant weren't buying Corden's apology on Tuesday. The Daily Mail contacted the staff, and they said things like, quote, "I'm sorry, but that is bullshit," said one server who declined to be named. There are only 2 omelets on the menu at the famous New York City eatery. The $25 omelet with herbs and the $27 egg white omelet both came with a side of home fries or salad. The servers explained that Corden was asking for something that is not offered and was angry when it wasn't up to his standards. He wanted an omelet that only had egg yolks, not the egg white omelet, just egg yolks. Why then would you even bother ordering an omelet if you're allergic to eggs, he asked.
Agreed.
There are plenty of egg-free options on the Baltazar Sunday brunch menu, including Belgian waffles, pancakes, and 9 entree options like the house burger or salad. The staff at Baltazar suggested that the egg allergy was not the real reason for Corden's outburst and that he had been rude to them in the past. We deal with that kind of behavior from people all the time. But he was very, very rude, one of the bartenders said. Now, I happen to believe the staff.
I do too, having worked in a restaurant.
I mean, James Corden sounded like he was like portraying himself in the best possible light because he was on his TV show in front of his audience and didn't want to look like too much of a dick. I believe the servers who were there and are like, look, this fucking guy was being totally picky and being a super big bitch, and I couldn't fucking stand him.
That's how I would see it too. And also, like, of course, don't order an omelet if you're allergic to eggs. But if you ask for only an egg yolk omelet, having cooked eggs before, the consistency is different. That's not going to work either.
It's not going to work.
You can't cook it up and have it hold its shape.
Yeah.
It won't.
So I think the James Corden thing, we can put it to bed.
That guy's just ridiculous.
And we can put it to bed as James Corden is a giant asshole,
Yeah.
and it feels really, really good to know that.
He's dishonest.
Yeah. It's a piece of shit. He's a little boy. I want to do this. I think we have time to sneak this one in, and then we can get to Zumock. Let's play this story. I don't even know how you let something like this happen to yourself. I don't know how
voted unanimous
in your career as a teacher. How you I understand losing your mind a little bit. I understand getting stressed out by the kids.
Yeah.
But getting caught on tape with this one,
Ooh.
this is bad. A teacher in Illinois was fired. Here's the story.
School board voted unanimously to fire that teacher, but the family of the student involved in that encounter says that action comes weeks too late.
I'm angry, I'm frustrated, and my heart is broken.
High emotion at this first Kankakee school board meeting since a teacher was caught on video allegedly calling a student a racial slur.
Oh, God.
And guess what? It was the racial slur.
Oh, was it the hard R?
He used the biggin.
Oh, no.
He dropped the atomic bomb. Now look, are students little fucking assholes? Yes.
Absolutely.
Was that kid probably pushing that teacher's buttons?
Yeah.
100%. Would you feel sorry for this kid in any situation? No, not in a million years. However, you cannot do that. Like there are some times where people think that if a kid's being a dick, it excuses just about anything. But there are certain things
Not
that
quite.
like in today's teaching, no matter what the other kid did, that's a hard line. You cross it, you're done.
Okay, that's a hard line you cross anywhere you're done.
Yeah, you punch a kid in the face,
Yeah.
you're fired. It doesn't matter what the kid did to you. You call a black student the N-word, you're fucking gone.
God.
You just are.
He went hard R, too.
Yeah.
It's really hard to describe. I just can't, I'm just mentally shocked.
10th grader might
Think that's his lawyer behind him?
Yes. Yes, I do. It's either the school like administrator or his lawyer.
Yeah, that's his lawyer. I'm mentally in shock. I'm drained. I think my neck hurts too. I think I've got some
sleep at night.
Oh, I got some neck pain. I feel traumatized. I feel like this school is a hostile environment.
I'm afraid everyone's going to call me that now.
Yes, I can't listen to my favorite rap music anymore.
I'm afraid my grades are going to slip.
Yes.
Michael Nelson was the student involved in the incident last Thursday in a classroom at Kankakee High School. He says he was called the N-word by his
Kankakee High School? Sounds like KKK High School.
Yes, it does.
Oh, boy. He went to the wrong school.
Yeah, this isn't good.
math teacher as he walked out of class following a verbal dispute.
There is absolutely utter disdain and horror at what occurred in that classroom.
There's absolutely nothing that any student can do to deserve having that word used against them.
Anthony Cumia has entered the chat.
I can come up with a few things.
Yeah.
The district said hours after the incident, the first-year teacher, identified as John Donovan, was placed on paid leave. And tonight, the school board voted unanimously to fire him.
Mr. Donovan has...
Yeah, see, people are going, oh, it happened too late. Why'd you take so long? Because there's a thing called the teachers union that's a pain in the ass, and you got to officially fire a teacher, you have to go through all of these steps.
It's a process.
It's a pain in the ass
The guy will get fired. Just be patient.
Yeah.
Has been terminated.
But Nelson and his family still demanding answers and say the teacher should have been removed from that class earlier because of another encounter with Nelson last month, during which he allegedly threw a book at him.
So this kid has been a fucking thorn in the teacher's side for a while.
I was going to say, like, can you imagine the things that teacher put up with to get to that point? It was probably pretty bad. People don't just sling the hard R at
Yeah, people, like, teachers don't just throw that out at a classroom.
No. Like,
which he allegedly
that's a really harsh word, just even like in a private conversation.
Yeah.
threw a book at him.
This is battery. He attacked him, and the school did nothing. The school did nothing to protect him.
Before the meeting, we attempted to reach that teacher for comment. Messages left for him were not returned.
Oh, wow. It's almost like he's applying for jobs at gas stations. He's running around town trying to find a way to pay his bill. D. Gulag says that teacher now has a job at Compound Media.
Yes.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yep.
He's actually going to be cast as Kramer in the reboot of Seinfeld. So I think he's going to land on his feet.
It's actually Roseanne. He's the new Roseanne.
He's the new Roseanne now, so that should be... Yeah, he couldn't... Buddy Travis says he couldn't make it. He was at his Klan meeting, so he couldn't answer the phone.
That was his picture on the wall.
Yeah, that was his picture on the wall. It's he was out of there. Parents should urgently check their kids' Halloween candy in case it's fentanyl. As thousands of drugs are smuggled into U.S. in sweet wrappers, Senator warns one pill can kill a child. You know, they did this with like razor blades in the apples years ago, like decades ago. They said, oh, you got to look out for the razor blades in the apple. That never happened once.
This one, to me, I know what you're doing right now. This one's a little more like, what is the word? I could see this happening a little more. Like, people are arresting people with loads of fentanyl now that actually look like different colored candies.
Right.
And like tiny bears and tiny little circles that are different colors.
I don't know how much candy fentanyl junkies hand out during Halloween.
You wouldn't think so because it's expensive.
And number two, it's kind of like the people who say, oh, yeah, they put pot gummies in the trick-or-treat. What person who pays good money for drugs is just going to hand it to some kid during Halloween?
Not most people.
Yeah, the Razif Chaz says it right. No one's giving away their drugs. It would have to be like the dumbest accident of all time.
No, I don't foresee this happening. I could see it a little more than a razor blade, though. That seems ridiculous.
As an accident, yeah. Holy shit. We have some John Fetterman. I think the John Fetterman debate stuff might have to be front and center on tomorrow's show because I want to see how him and Dr. Oz, I want to see how that guy got through a debate.
I would agree. Yep.
I would really like to see that.
I wanted to watch that tonight.
I have some Chad Zumock stuff for you guys this evening. By the way, thank you all so much. 8 followers on Twitter away from 1,500. I think when we came to YouTube, I was at like 800. What?
I don't know. That's a big milestone for you.
Happy about it. 8 followers away. There's the Twitter link in the chat. Thank you guys very much. Twitter.com/Aaron Imholt if you want to throw me a follow on Twitter. It's getting heated between Chad Zumock and I. We have definitely ruffled Chad's feathers. He is definitely upset. And he's an easy guy to get to, and he doesn't. We've said this about Chad a lot. If this were poker, he holds his cards down here.
Yes, he makes it easy.
He's not very good at feigning being okay.
Yes.
Heart on his sleeve, as they say.
And don't forget that he was the cool guy in high school when it was important, not when you're 50.
Hey, don't spoil the clip we're going to play.
Oh, is that coming?
He's going to mention it again. And by the way, he's being completely destroyed over that and being made to look like a fucking idiot, and he's still defending it in his latest Monday podcast.
Why would you double down on that? Nobody wants to say they're cool in high school. Not
so bad.
He literally said, I was cool in high school when it mattered, not when I'm 50. Like, that doesn't matter.
We'll get to all of it. So Chad and I went, we did a little back and forth. Well, he actually wrote to me first. I didn't write to Chad or anything like that. But,
it's kind of more fun when they come to you first, right?
It's always fun when they come to me first. So Chad tweeted at me, and what did he respond to? Yesterday, he tweeted about his new Patreon episode that was up. Talk about Gino, Chrissy, Anthony, Eric, Carl, Compound, Orlando, John, and all the weird offshoot podcasts, mentioning us in it. I quote tweeted it, and I wrote to Chad, it's so cute how Chad pretends not to know what Steel Toe is or where we are from when last week he basically gave our bio. That's my thing about Chad. It's my favorite thing about him and Tony Michaels. And by the way, Chad is way more like Stuttering John than Tony Michaels. I even think that he's worse than Stuttering John.
Okay.
But he does the same thing that they all do. Purposely mispronounces names, pretending not to know who they are, pretending not to know anything about them. Meanwhile, he watches all their shit. He obsesses over it. He gets mad. And he obsesses over all this stuff, knows everything, but pretends not to. It's really hard to listen to. So I then tweeted, it's so cute Chad pretends not to know what Steel Toe is or where we are from, when last week he basically gave our bio. The kid doesn't know how to approach this. He's adorable. Chad, my offshoot kicks your show's ass in every metric. You lose. And that's the funny thing about Chad. He'll sit there and go, you're an offshoot show. You're an offshoot show. Meanwhile, my offshoot show gets thousands more views than his show does.
Yes.
I mean, we have five or six times the YouTube subscribers that Zumock does.
And that's not something you can make up. It's just right there.
It's data. It's stats. So Chad also has a Patreon that is like his main thing. That Patreon is his life's blood. Our Patreon is just literally copy and pasting the show people just watched as an audio form for them to listen to if they want to listen audio only.
Because they requested.
Chad only has 80 people on his fucking Patreon. That is like his be all end all. You couldn't even buy groceries.
No, not
with his
even
Patreon.
Close. Nope.
So in every metric, Steel Toe kicks the shit out of Chad Zumock. And he acts like he's big-timing people. Chad, you're bottom of the totem pole, buddy. So he then wrote, listen to maybe 5 minutes of one episode. Bullshit. Wasn't impressed, didn't laugh once. Now, I want to address that. Why would you laugh? We're shitting all over you. Like, you're not the kind of guy, Chad, that laughs when you get shit on. You get really mad and you just go insane. If you bust balls and you're funny, I will laugh. Hey, I don't want the great arbiter and judge of comedy, Chad Zumock, to not find me entertaining. It's obvious you're not a comedian. That's funny, Chad, because I've opened for the same guy you're opening for.
Not only that, look a little over to the right where he's under this relevant people right under you. Look at his bio.
Florida's greatest comedian. Oh, no. And then put his GPA. Oh, shit.
That's
I am
fucked up.
I am the greatest comedian. So I wrote back to him. I said, of course you didn't laugh. You hate me and the show because we got the ball rolling on crushing you. Also, we would never do it. He thinks we do shows on him.
No,
this
no,
is literally
it's like a tiny, tiny little segment. Maybe once a week.
Once or twice a week during our overtime segment.
Yeah.
He goes, we would never do a whole show on you. We do a 20-minute segment one time a week. Don't flatter yourself. You are spiraling and you are really bad at this. And the final comeback Chad has was, you have to care to hate someone. I didn't even bother to know your real name. Again, bullshit. Chad, it's my fucking Twitter handle.
You obviously know his name.
Chad, the guy you're so bad at this, Chad. The guy you're tweeting at is the name. You know it. You have to care to hate someone. I don't even bother to know your real name. God bless you on being an internet shock jock. Keep playing pretend radio in your basement, fucking dork. Ooh,
Says the guy who wears captain's hats and sunglasses.
I will say this. Awfully strong language for someone who doesn't care.
That too. But this guy, he's way older than you are, I believe. Am I wrong?
Oh, he's 50.
He's 50, and he sits and fucking talks to people in his room and makes them wear captain's hats with him.
He's old enough to be my dad.
Oh my God.
He then writes, notice how I don't quote tweet your tweets because I'm not trying to get fans from this like you. Chad, that's your problem. You're not trying to get fans from any of this. What's the point of doing any of this shit if you're not going to try to grow your audience? I mean, kiddo, I can give you some tips if you need them, I think you need them.
Not only that, but why just keep commenting on it so it just looks like a little thread? Why not just show the thing you just said? It's funny.
So then I quote tweeted Chad and I wrote, quote tweeting bothers Chad. Don't do it. I'm doing better at internet shock jock than you are at comedian, LOL. Keep taking those L's and credit cards. So.
Oh, you're a bitchy little cunt, aren't you?
I love being bitchy at these guys, man. They can't, and that was it. That seemed to satisfy Chad's curiosity.
Oh, he didn't continue after that?
No, Chad didn't. He didn't really have any retorts after that. So I don't know why he keeps at it with these people because it never goes well. He always loses and he always looks like a fool. So we have yesterday's show of Chad Zumock, of baby boy Chad Zumock, and this open micer that he has co-host with him, Tony Mazer, I believe is his name. So yeah, Chad, that's how you give people credit. That's how you are an honest broadcaster. I mean, you were in radio. I can tell you were a morning zoo hack. I can just tell. You did what the bosses told you to do. You did the wacky bits. You did the wacky stunts. Because of I can just tell the way you talk that you weren't an honest broadcaster because you're not an honest podcaster or comedian either. So he has this guy, Tony Mazer, with him. And he's got to wear the captain hat.
I know.
And
it's
again,
so douchey.
Remember, guys, Chad doesn't care. None of this bothers Chad. And he's better than everybody.
Check.
Let's go to 45 seconds into Chad's show.
Any of these people, they stink, okay? So I'm going to go off today, and it's going to get uncomfortable.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. I thought when he went off on Friday, he was getting it out of his system and he was done.
It is weird how all these people keep saying, oh, I'm over these things. None of this matters. I don't care.
You know who you know who that is?
Opie.
That's Opie.
It's Opie.
Chad has Opie-itis. Chad has that Opie thing where he's like, I don't even care about the haters. Chad, you have to care about all of us because we're the only thing keeping your name around. You wouldn't be anything. You would have to be driving an Uber if it weren't for us shitting on you. It's the only thing drawing you any attention. And by the way, Chad, I never got a thank you from you, and I'm very hurt by that. I mean, I kind of helped with Carl get the ball rolling on you again and getting your name back out there.
Right.
And all you can do is be a jealous little bitch. And Chad, I know it's from a place of anger. I know it's because you're upset that it didn't work out for you, kiddo. But we're trying to help you. Like, we're keeping your name out there, and you didn't even thank us.
Promotions. Chad definitely goes to bed thinking about Aaron.
Yeah, Chad.
Not that Aaron guy.
You could have used one of those stolen credit cards to buy us some flowers or something, you know, a little gift, a token of your appreciation. I mean, hell,
pizza.
It wasn't coming out of your pocket, Chad.
Listen, Tony Mazer, whatever I say is not, whatever, he has no reflection on what I do and what I say. It's all me. So don't lump Tony into what I talk about or who I talk.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you really don't want to hurt Tony's burgeoning career.
I do feel a little bad for Tony that he's just sitting here like he's being a guest on somebody's show, and then the host says, like, look, I'm about to make this really uncomfortable for you, and I don't want you to be involved.
I have some advice for Tony Mazer. Tony, dump this cancer like a bad habit. Get rid of him as fast as you can. Grind it out at open mics. Your career will be much better off if you just get rid of this fucking idiot. It looks like you live in a decent enough place, better than Chad does.
Yes, get out of there.
Get away from this guy, Mazer. This guy is falling apart. He's crumbling. We're burning him down, and he can't stand it. Stay away from him. Stay out of the blast radius because this guy's about to blow Blow up in a bad way, not like a career way, like a mental breakdown kind of capacity.
Talk about, because I don't care. And when I talk about I was cool in high school, I was cool when it mattered, when you were young and impressionable.
That's not when it matters, though.
Oh,
what are
Chad.
you talking about?
First of all, don't double down on the thing you got destroyed for, Chad. It's not the own you think it is. Second of all, don't say I don't care and then contradict yourself right away by reiterating the thing that you're getting shit on for, Chad. It shows you care. I was talking to Frank about this, and I was like, I can't tell where the cringe ends and the contradiction begins.
I know.
Because it's all just rolled in together.
It's a cycle.
Chad is so much better than Stuttering John at being a buffoon because he's angrier, he's more hostile, he's more mentally unstable. John's just a failed curmudgeon.
Yeah.
Who peaked too early.
He's done.
Chad is a guy who never made it, never became a thing, tried to get in with this group of people. They rejected him because they saw right through him and saw that he was an opportunistic little cunt. And then he turned on them. The saddest part about Zumock saying that me and Carl and others are trying to kiss up to Cumia, the irony of that, Chad, is you did it first. Anthony rejected you because he saw what a hunk of shit you were. He watched you bomb at the Brennan roast and all this other shit. And he said, no, not this fool. Credit card thief? Nah, I'm not interested. Only then did you turn on him, Chad. You didn't turn on Anthony because I don't need Cumia. I fucking hate that guy. You call into his show, you try to get attention from him, and when he rips you apart, then you go, oh, I don't fucking need him. It's like the guy who pines after the girl, and then the girl rejects him, and he goes, you lesbian.
Yes, and you end up coming off as like semi-threatening and creepy because you insert yourself into people's shows that you're not part of.
Yeah.
And you threaten to get people's fiancés in fights with you and shit. Nobody's going to want you around.
Yeah.
I'm in my 40s. I'm almost 50 years old.
Right.
You think I want to be cool now? You think I want to hang out with Anthony Cumia,
yes.
Chrissy Mayer?
First of all, Chad, yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
Chad, this is where the dishonesty and the contradiction comes from. You are trying to go to their comedy show against their wishes. They want you banned from the building, and you're still trying desperately to get in. Chad, let's not pretend that psychologically that's not little boy Chad just wanting to be noticed by the big cool kids. Stop it, Chad. It's embarrassing. You're humiliating yourself, and everyone else sees it but you. That's the best part.
He is unhinged and unstable.
I love this shit so much.
And Gino, Alex Stein, and Carl from Who Are These Podcasts in Orlando. You think I really want that's the cool crowd? How cool is that green room? Who's hanging out in that green room? Who's in that green room?
Chad,
all of
Chad,
them, but
we're from 30 to we range in age from 30 to 60. All right? We don't use words like the cool guys. Are we the cool guys? Dude, incels at your age think like that. That's how guys who don't get girls, don't have any family, are alone and failed. That's how they think.
What kind of a weird brain tick is that where you're focused on the cool guy image? Because I don't know any man our age that says that.
It's two things with Chad. Failure and insecurity. Failure, insecurity, and rejection. Those are the three things that's fueling that. First of all, Chad, Anthony Cumia is a radio legend. It would be awesome to be in that green room with him.
Hell yeah.
Unlike you, Chad, I'm not a phony, angry, bitter sack of shit. It would be great to hang out with Chrissy and Anthony and Carl and have it. You know what? I'll even say this.
Fucking best.
We've gone back and forth with him before, but in terms of like having a couple drinks, as overbearing as he can be on his show and all that stuff, I bet you Gino Bisconte is probably fun to have a few drinks with.
That whole room in general would be pretty cool. Alex Stein,
like this little kid who's just smiling and
Alex
getting
Stein
in trouble
with some
all
alcohol.
the time.
Fun.
Alex Stein with some booze would be great. That would be a lot of fun. Chad, only a really unhappy, miserable, rejected, insecure dwarf would think that room wouldn't be fun to hang out with. And again, the only reason you're saying it's not fun is because you got rejected.
Dude, I feel fucking cool right now. That's not cool. Whatever this is all bullshit. Like I was said in that podcast, I was cool when I was a young kid when it mattered.
He could throw that speedball by you, make you look like a fool, boy. Chad, this is why when you tweeted to me that you didn't laugh at my show, I knew my show was funny. Because if you think something's cool or you think something's funny, I immediately have to change it. Immediately.
That's very true.
Care anymore. Tony, go ahead.
But by the way, none of this is a reflection on Tony. None of this, don't let any of this reflect on Tony. Now, Tony, get my back or you're fucking out of here.
Yeah, what is Tony supposed to sit and do here?
Right.
He's not part of this beef either. Plus, he looks half your age. No offense.
I don't know. I think we're going to end the podcast. You got to rack you already. We're like 2 minutes into the podcast, and you are guns a-blazing today.
Tony is basically telling Chad, you're out of your fucking mind, you lunatic. We have to end the show now because you're so unhinged. This is great. I like Tony Mazer.
Off his rocker.
Yeah. Even, Chad, even your co-host thinks you're psychotic.
That's not what I expected out of him, I'll be honest.
Look at this face. That's the face of a man who's about to do something terrible.
Well, he just heard Tony say that too, and he's probably thinking, what? No.
Because I don't care. Dude, like
I don't care. Chad, what has this last 2 minutes and your last 15 episodes been if it's not you caring? Again, he's Opie and Stuttering John's kid. If Opie and Stuttering John had a child, they would produce the monster that is Chad Zumock.
Yep.
I don't care. I don't even want to talk about it. 3 years later.
You knew me. Like, Tony Mazer has known me for over a decade at this point.
You.
When I was on the radio, I know what all this shit is. I know the ups, the lows, the cool guys, the popular people, the low people.
Why aren't
I don't
you there
care
anymore?
It doesn't matter. So I'm not.
Chad, unhunch your shoulders. Your muscles are tight. He's got like that I'm about to get in a fight tenseness in his shoulders.
He has a fight or flight thing going on.
He's got that fight or flight thing going on. Chad, you can't be sitting there like this and saying you don't care. You're about to shit a brick and you're saying you don't care. Here, Chad. Relax the shoulders, buddy. This is supposed to be fun. You see, when we shit on you, we're having a great time. You've got to try having fun, buddy. That's where the funny comes from. This is why you're only ironically funny to people like us.
It sounds like this Tony guy wanted to have some fun too, but you just came in here all pissy.
I will pay Tony to come on to this show and tell us how he really feels about Chad Zumock. It will be the only paid appearance for a guest ever if he promises to quit Chad's show, because I know Chad isn't paying you. If you promise to quit Chad's show and come on this show, I'll throw you a couple, $2-3.
Driven by that, but these people are. They want to get on the right side of things, like the Chrissy Mayers, the Cumias. They feel like, by the way, Anthony Cumia, if you're listening, and I'm sure you will at this point.
Like you listen to everyone else's shit, Chad?
That is it. That's a projection right there. Like
Old
absolutely,
Zumock.
he has to check out who's talking about me today. I know you all are, so I'm going to comb through it.
Not only he knows they all are, he needs them to. If they don't, he feels like this is a weird guy. If he's not getting shit on, he gets almost more angry. Like he's in a
at least his
catch-22.
name's out there.
He's rejected, he's bitter, he's a failure, and he's projecting because he can't be happy either way. Mm-hmm. Either they're ripping on him like we are, and he's tweeting and he's angry, or you don't acknowledge him, and then he tries to get your attention anyway.
Yep.
That's coming from a deep-seated unhappiness inside of himself.
He's lonely.
Just go away. You made it. You made millions. If I had Anthony Cumia, Opie, and Anthony money, you'll never see me again.
By the way, this next part is about to be super fucking telling of what a wreck Chad Zumock is. Hey, Chad, Anthony, you can just tell he really loves doing his show.
Oh, yeah.
It makes him happy. Mm-hmm. I know, Chad, for you, it's all about, oh, I'm broke. I don't have any money. I may or may not steal people's credit cards and charge like $30 worth of stuff. I'm so broke. But for Anthony, so you think, oh, if I had Anthony's money, I'd quit. Anthony does it because he really enjoys it and he's very good at it. That's why the money came, Chad. You just want to make the money. That's why you're not where you wish you could be, because you shortcut yourself. You say you don't want drama, but you find yourself in it all the time. It's because you don't want to grind it out and work. You want to find the next thing that's going to get you an angle to get the money so you can leave.
The money topic has made him truly ugly.
You failed in radio, you failed at comedy, you failed at podcasting. You're like Tony Michael. I mean, these guys all have something in common. Mm-hmm. You're just trying to look for that thing that'll make you the bag so you can leave. You don't love any of it. You don't care about it. Chad, you are a professional carpetbagger, and the bag ain't very full, buddy.
Why are you on Twitter? Why are you still around? It's over, dude. Just go enjoy your life in South Carolina. Disappear. Quit.
Well, because you don't want to get made fun of. And by the way, Chad, Talk about the pot and the kettle. You telling someone it's over?
Yeah, it's almost hard to watch sometimes because he's like acting as if he's on their level.
Right. This is Chad.
You're not in the conversation.
Chad, I mean this with all due respect. I am not a pimple on Anthony Cumia's ass. And I'm outside of your league. All right? Steel toe is a bigger deal than Chad Zumock, and I'm not a pimple on Cumia's ass. So stop talking like you're part of these people. In fact, stop talking to me like we're equals. I'm fucking insulted by it.
But he was cool in high school.
He was cool in high school. That's true. Could throw that speedball by you.
You probably
trying
were.
to be like, I'm speaking for the people. No, it's over, dude. You don't need this anymore. It's over. It's narcissistic qualities. You don't need to be a part.
Chad Zumock is a walking contradiction and projection. Again, I'm sorry I'm pausing it so much, but you don't know where the projection stops and the contradiction begins. It's all just meshed into a ball of,
he can't help himself.
Chad, you're so perfect and you don't even know it, bud.
Part of this. I don't want to be a part of it. I only do it because I'm stuck. I'm fucking stuck in this world that I created.
Yep.
And I don't want to play ball. I don't want to pander to Carl from who are these podcasts. I don't want to pander to Chrissy. I don't want to do that.
It's not pandering, Chad. It's just not being an unlikable cunt. That's all it is. It's just not being an unlikable douchebag. I hate it that he acts like he's a rebel. Like, yeah, I just didn't want to play ball. Chad, you don't have a baseball bat. Like, you can't play ball. You're not capable. So don't say, I don't want to play ball. Like it was a choice you were given. They don't want you, buddy.
It literally, yeah, right. It has nothing to do with that at all. You're just kind of a porcupine of a person. You're unapproachable. You're unlikable.
And how quickly did he confirm what I was saying? When he goes, I don't want to do this.
Just instantly.
I know you don't want to do this, Chad. You're like Tony Michaels. You just want to find the next angle. Go do some drive-through videos.
It sounds like a terrible life. Fuck them. So it's uncomfortable right now. I'm good with that. Tony, your thoughts?
Well, you're somebody that...
By the way, Chad, if you're doing a good show, you don't have to tell your co-host, okay, you talk now.
I was just sitting here thinking that, like, I don't know if Aaron's ever had to tell me, like, no, it's your turn. Say something.
Chad, it just shows me that you were definitely a hacky morning zoo radio guy where people had to raise their hands or be pointed at before they spoke. Chad, you're so see-through. It's hilarious.
That you're a road comic, you're not a multimillionaire, so you have to make a living. This is you got to make a living. You go on the road.
And it sucks.
Oh, see,
it's I mean, look.
That shook Tony. Tony's like, dude, don't say it sucks. That's sad.
Yeah,
like I'm telling you, this Tony Mazer is starting to really pity Chad Zumock.
I think we all might.
Tony, you just got to get... No, I don't pity Chad Zumock. I'm enjoying this. Pound this fucker into the ground. It's great.
This guy, though...
figuratively speaking.
I don't like people that shit on other people's livelihoods and how they're doing things, like Kumia and all them.
Right.
But then you're sitting here saying your life sucks, so clearly you're openly unhappy.
You talk about the projection. That's exactly what the projection is. He can only think like himself. I can think like Kumia, where I'm sure the guy loves it. I'm sure he really enjoys himself. That's why he wants to do that show every day. Mm-hmm. Chad hates it. Chad's miserable. Chad feels like a failure. So he can't imagine being happy like Kumia is. That's Chad's problem, amongst many other things that are clinical at this point.
The whole point, I always say this about social media, the point to why we signed up for Twitter and Instagram and Facebook at the time is it was supposed to be fun. Why is it not fun anymore?
Hey, guess what, Tony, Chad? It's a lot of fun for us.
Aaron loves it.
I love it. I think it's great. Again, Tony, I like you. There's still hope for you. Stop with the projection. You're being poisoned by Chad cancer.
He definitely needs to get away from Chad, or this is his future.
This could be a likable guy, this Tony Mazer.
Mm-hmm. Did we decide that we do it as a chore because we have a
spinning
dopamine
in his chair,
rush that we're addicted to, that we, as soon as we wake up in the morning, we collectively pull out our phones? Why do we turn something that should be fun into a chore and a hassle?
Easy there, Freud. God, I love when these open micers just go, man, with this social media, why do we have to be so connected to our phones? I don't know. The rest of us are having fun with it. Deal with your own shit.
Sitting outside with the trees and all that. Give him a break.
Sit in nature. I like Tony Mazer. But Chad is so tense and so worked up that he's literally going. Could you imagine if I was doing the show?
Drives me
and
nuts.
The whole show I'd be sitting here going like this.
If I can ever
because
tell
I'm
that
so tense.
If I can ever even tell that you're like bouncing a knee, Like, I know something's up with you, and it bugs the shit out of me.
If I ever bounce a knee on this show, by the way, it's because I'm really excited about what we've got next.
And that's kind of what compound media, for example, has become. That's what regular media has become.
Here's my app mentions. I haven't checked my app mentions in about 4 hours, and it's just fucking it's just, I don't even know what the fuck all this is. I just scroll through it going, well, okay, fine. Why? I'm a faggot, credit card, god damn it, Kumia, what?
He didn't scroll past you, though.
Chad is so great at self-owning. It's like, I have a hard time being funny because Chad is the punchline.
Yeah. I mean, you must feel honored, though. He did not keep scrolling for you.
I'm good. I don't know who you are. You're anonymous. So what's the point? What is the point?
Yeah, Chad, you're doing a really good job of showing them it doesn't bother you at all.
The content house coming up.
Dude, shut up, Tony. Chad wanted to be in that content house. He wanted to get in there. He was really pissed that he couldn't get in. Don't bring it up. It's a sore subject.
Very sore.
Oh, the gayest thing of all time, the content house.
Everything's gay when he doesn't get invited.
By the way, do not throw Tony Mazur into this. This is all my opinion.
Stop having him on your show then.
If you're in that content house, you suck. All of you. Nobody in that room is cool.
He back to the cool thing again.
Tony is so uncomfortable. He's sitting there just kind of stone-faced, like playing with his hands like this.
By the way, somebody's sad they didn't get invited to the content house. Hey, Chad, you know what's a lot uncooler than not being in the content house? Not being good enough to be in the uncool content house. That's gotta sting, Chad, my boy.
Yep.
Not one person is like somebody like, you know what? I want to hang out with Carl from Rochester.
Yes, please.
With Chrissy Mayer.
Yeah.
They both sound like fun people. You know who I don't want to hang out with? A toxic douchebag who's always angry and yelling at people and might swipe my credit card from me. I definitely don't want to hang out with that guy, Chad.
I'd go on a date with Gino before I hung out with this guy ever.
Oof, I would too.
Yeah, right. A throuple with Gino.
The former feminist. I want to hang out with fucking Jim Stansel, who's owns a hockey store, man. Whatever.
You should know a lot about him.
Whoa, fuck you, Chad. I didn't know that about Jim Stansel. But second of all, way more successful than you then in that case.
Right, he has a store.
By the way, he bombed on MLC. This is a fact.
The show you got kicked out of?
So, okay, I'm not the cool guy and you're, I'm sorry, I'm pushing against the narrative. I'm the bad guy.
Oh, God.
I'm the bad guy.
You're not hard.
Chad, they don't care about you. You keep bringing it up and they keep smashing you for it.
But,
I mean, that's...
he's pushing against the narrative. God, I hate that.
He really is play victim guy.
I hate that so much.
Fair enough. I'll take it. Turbulence is fine. I'm doing sold out shows. I'm good.
You're not doing sold out shows. You're opening for real comics. Hey, Chad, I got bad news. Brewer and Florentine, you know what comics like that, you know what their openers are? Shitty hacks so that they look better. This is an age-old thing in comedy. Carlin had Dennis Blair. People bring comics that are hacky and bad so that they'll look even better. Chad, you're the setup man.
Okay, and besides whatever opening gigs he's actually doing, the allegations are that he's shoehorning himself into shows he wasn't even part of.
Right.
You're just kind of showing up and people are uncomfortable.
How's that $200 a pop, Chad?
I was at lunch the other day with Jim Brewer, Jimmy Schubert, Steve Simone, and I brought up I swear to God, go, do you guys know a podcast called Who Are These Podcasts? They're like, what's that? I'm like, it's a podcast. They're like,
oh, no.
Oh,
you know what
no, two people didn't know.
You know what Jim Brewer and Jimmy Schubert probably thought? What is this fucking curtain jerker doing asking us about podcasts? What a weirdo. We're trying to have lunch.
That's kind of what I would think.
Yeah.
Nobody knew. The greatest comics, 2 Comedy Store regulars, and one of the greatest comics of all time. No clue.
Easy on look, I like Jim Brewer, but easy on the greatest comics of all time shit.
It doesn't matter. All this Twitter shit, all of this compound. You don't matter. It's over, bro. It's a sinking ship. Dude, cancel your subscription, Tony. What are you doing? Why are you...
he's mad that Tony has a subscription to Compound. Oh, Tony, I like you.
Tony's fine.
I'm tweeting at Tony tonight. We're going to put this up probably Thursday. We're going to put this clip up. We got to contact Tony Mazur. He's got to get away from this Chad Zumock. There's a lot of hope for this Tony Mazur yet.
There's
young. None for Chad.
Yeah, he's young. He's clearly uncomfortable with all this shit, which means he doesn't agree with it.
Chad is really awful.
The worst, really.
Oh, my God. Yeah, Matthew Jenkins says the Z-Man makes Gino look like a badass.
That's kind of what I thought.
Oh. How bad is Chad Zumock.
He is the worst.
And is he getting worse? Is he getting worse?
Yes.
He's spiraling.
He is spiraling right now.
Six String Man says, Chad and Stut Joe both say how they hate Cumia, but both did his show multiple times and had nothing but praise for them until they burned all the bridges. Exactly.
It is copy paste. Yeah.
All right, guys, that's it for tonight's show. Thank you, Chad Zumock, for being so out of your fucking mind. You're such a great foil.
Oh, we did a whole show on you. Woo.
Yes, we did the last 30 minutes on you, Chad. Congratulations.
That's a lot.
By the way, Chad, it's been more viewers than you've had for a long time every time you show up on Steel Toe. So, again, you're welcome.
Spell the name correctly.
Spell the name correctly. And remember, you know everything about us, so don't be a phony about it, you hacky morning zoo piece of shit. Thank you to everybody, our new VIPs, everyone who contributed, everyone who listened. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very, very much. And check out that Erich interview we did today. That's a good one. April, thanks again.
Thank you.
You will be back with me at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Central Time. We'll talk to you guys then. Have a great night.